Jehovah, and as the flood got closer, he preached until the end.
The flood, the flood, beware of the flood. God is going to destroy all wicked men. Help me build an ark and save yourselves.
What are you talking about, old man?
Beware of the flood.
Yeah, leave us alone, old man.
The flood,
Bro,
the
what's
flood.
that guy's problem? Yeah, what's a flood anyway? Hey man, that's my cheeseburger. I've never even seen rain before. Whatever, dude, let's eat.
Put your hands up or I'll blow your freaking head off.
Easy there, princess. You need to chill.
You better give me your food and money right now.
You can kiss my ass. Well, you guys need to just relax, man. Why don't we just all work together or whatever? And then we could build a better future for ourselves and our children. Wouldn't that be cool?
Okay. I actually really like your hair.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just discovered this new thing. I think I'm gonna call it conditioner. It's pretty rad. Whatever happened to bros before hoes, man? I'm out of here.
So tell me more about, the flood, beware of the flood.
Yeah, I think maybe we could make something work. Yeah, we really messed those Amalekites up, man. Yeah, we showed them who's boss.
My sword. Got so much gold, boys.
Aw, shit. Here's those fucking skateboarders again. Let's mess them up.
Yeah, bro. Did you see that?
That was filthy.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you good, dude? Thought we told you kids to stay on the other side of town.
Aw, geez, man. We're not trying to cause no trouble.
Dude, don't be so lame. We'll leave, man, all right? Chill.
I'm late for supper anyway. I just want to go home. Why don't you take this home with you, bitch?
Maybe that'll teach you to stay on your side of town, bitches. Yeah, take their skateboards.
Come on, guys, let's get out of here.
Guys,
Guys are a bunch of jerks.
Man,
I just got... Guys, wait.
The
Flood! Beware of the flood.
Hi, Timmy. What a beautiful day, isn't it?
Oh, gosh. Is it ever? It is so beautiful out here.
I'm so excited to play with my new toy car. It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, yeah, that's a swell toy.
So did your parents say that you could stay this afternoon and play?
Yeah, my parents said I could stay as long as I wanted, as long as we didn't go see the Nephilim.
Oh, great. What do you think we should do? Maybe we could go find some dinosaurs.
Oh, look, there's one right there. He's so cute.
Hi there, little friend.
Hey, look,
there
comes Misty. Hi, Misty.
Hi, Misty. Hey. Hey, guys, how's it going? Did you guys see all the clouds? They're beautiful. I think God might finally be coming down to talk to us. What do you think, guys? Should we go get a front row seat? I think if we stand on that hill over there, we'll be able to see everything. What are clouds? I don't even know what she's talking about. Well, I guess we can go check it out. I'm a little bit scared. Who's God? What are clouds? I don't know. Follow me! See, guys, didn't I tell you it was gonna be beautiful? Oh, yeah, that is pretty... Oh, geez, man, I don't know. Those clouds look kind of scary.
Don't worry, bro. It's gonna be, totally fine. I mean, everyone's here. We're having a good time. I don't know, but I finally got my dinosaur. This is rad.
I shall wipe mankind out from the face of the earth. 40 days and 40 nights it shall rain. Feel my power.
Oh, man, this is a bad situation.
3 hours later.
Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and you're probably wondering what that introduction was. Well, you see, I was trying to buy a little time for my esteemed guest to arrive, and we have to do a little bit of the normal thing when it comes to streaming and make sure the audience can hear me. You're lagging, Wally. We're off to a cracking start. Perfect. Justin, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Now,
Cool.
Can you guys hear Justin?
Hello.
And then if everything goes according to the plan, then we're good to go. And I even set up a new banner so it has his banner on there too. I had a little bit of foresight. See me here. I can hear you both. Perfect. Wonderful. What did you guys think of that intro? I don't know how many people have actually seen that video. That was one of the first ones I've ever made, and it's like a stop action with the little characters. it was an undertaking to say the least, and I think only increased volume. Everyone is always saying increased.
Yeah,
volume.
I was gonna say
Am I a little quiet?
whispering over there, man.
God, I have my mic turned up so. Oh wait,
I
am I
think
on the
that's
wrong?
better.
Maybe I'm on the wrong microphone. Hold on, because sometimes
It
that
got
happens.
a little bit louder.
Oh no, I'm on the right one. No, I should be good.
It's like it's better.
Okay. You can hear just fine. You can hear just fine. Impressive. You know what? Tim will pass. All I need is one person to give me a little validation, and I feel better inside. You're a real one, Tim will pass. Shout outs to that guy. Anyway, enough of the nonsense. Enough of the hootenanny. I have a interesting guest. Zizi's going to be a terrorist. So why don't you introduce yourself to the fine people of YouTube while I remove I probably shouldn't say that word multiple times. While I remove this cat out of the room. Boom.
Hello. Well, this is always awkward and a little interesting, but yeah.
Yeah.
But hello, thank you. First off, man, thank you so much for having me on the channel. Like, I feel like I'm in the midst of a celebrity. I told you the other day, like, I feel I'm honored to be on the channel. And JW thought when I was kind of like waking up and in my journey, I would definitely check out your videos, and they definitely helped me. So thank you to you and all that you do and all of the things that you're putting out there. It's great work. Great work. First.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. It is an awkward question when they're like, tell us about yourself.
Well, here's how I have it structured. So if you give yourself like a little 3-minute promo, because if you do your whole story, then people will say, oh, well, I don't have to go check out his videos. But if you leave a little Easter egg in there, then it's like, hey, I gotta go check out that channel. I'm just saying, marketing Wally over here.
Now I have to make it like theatrical, so that's like a cliffhanger, and you want to come over. And
Exactly. You've come to the dark side now. If you can make it, I can sell it.
Okay, come on, dream team right here. Dream team. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's go. So no, my name is Justin. I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona, and the very quick and dirty of it. I was raised one of Jehovah's Witnesses, born in, and kind of came from the very like stereotypical spiritual family. Father was an elder, mother was a pioneer, brother was a ministerial servant. I was a ministerial servant. I was a regular pioneer. I was on district and assembly parts, and we were kind of that family. I did that for 25, 26 years solidly, knocking on doors. And then the pandemic hit. I think for a lot of people, as we're saying, I love the Why I Left Jehovah's Witnesses videos, because you start to see a theme like around 2019, 2020, when we had a lot of time to ourselves to kind of think and reminisce and I was just really, really, really unhappy during that time. And come to find out, it was because I was in a cult, and that tends to make you a little unhappy from time to time. And so
just to put it lightly, it's a little bit unhappy.
Just miserable. Like, I don't really want to be
Being in a cult maybe was my 13th reason, but I was just a little
just a tad like depressed. Putting it very lightly, very, very depressed, very anxious, miserable, is the best way to put it. And I always told myself, if there ever gets to a point where like death feels like a better option, I'm going to have to do something different, to keep it very real. And that was kind of my call. So during the pandemic, and also small, but very big detail to the story is I'm gay. So that in the Jehovah's Witness religion does not go hand in hand in the slightest bit. So, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about it later, but just hiding who you are for 30 some years, and living a lie for 30 some years, and putting on a smile but being broken inside. So all of those things. Long story short, the pandemic hit. I had to make a decision, and I chose myself during that time. And it was tough, man. I talk about it on my channel, but as so many people can relate to, and it's nice to find this community where I lost 99.99% of people, including my family, overnight. Mm-hmm. And it's a decision I would make time and time again. Now, was it easy? No. Was it the hardest thing I'll probably have to go through? Absolutely. Does it still hurt from time to time? Yes. But I would do it again and again. And my life really began when I left. I tell people that's when my life truly started. I started writing children's books and going on reality TV shows and going to therapy and doing all of the traveling the world and doing all of the things. So I don't know if that was a good snapshot, but
that was a pretty good snapshot. You really piled it in there at the end too to be like, wait, reality show and traveling. No, I really like the vibe of your channel, and there's something that I was just watching a couple of your videos. I love the expression "I chose myself." That's why I think I even titled this live stream "Choose Yourself, Not a Cult," because it's a really powerful thing. Hold on, I gotta hit the button to make it switch camera modes. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, it doesn't much matter.
I can see you, man. It's cool.
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful expression, because you're always taught since you are a little tiny baby that your life is just a tool for Jehovah, which is a euphemism for the organization.
Absolutely.
And you view yourself that way, as just as a hammer.
Dust.
As a shovel.
We're taught to be dust.
Yeah.
and thankful to be here and such a favor.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. And you're happy. You're happy to be a hammer. You're happy to be a shovel. You're happy to be a toilet plunger. And
with pleasure. With pleasure. Like Chick-fil-A, with pleasure.
My pleasure. That's always off-putting for me. I'm like, my pleasure? Like, is it really? Honestly, it's raining right now, mother sucker. Like,
it's not. Yeah.
But thanks for the chicken. No, and I just think that's a great, I don't know if you want to call it like slogan, aphorism. It's just a really beautiful thing. Like, choosing yourself is so important, because that's a learned thing. It doesn't happen overnight, because when you're built in with all of that conditioning, you have to uncondition that. It's like, okay, I'm going to choose myself.
How do I do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you start doing that? Yeah, exactly.
So for you, what was some of those like first little steps, those processes of learning to choose yourself?
It's because it's a foreign concept. Like you said, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't even know what is that? How do you choose yourself? How do you put yourself first? So the very, very first thing I did was therapy. Therapy was the thing. I'll never forget my first therapy session was nothing but tears. And I don't think I've been talked. I think I cried for like an hour, and she's probably like, who is this very crazy person? But that really gave me some tools and some building blocks of how do you choose yourself, and simple steps, because we have to find what we like genuinely and authentically, because we don't, reading the Bible all day, every day in the watchtowers and awakes was not probably something I love to do for me. So it's like, you have to try things. And I would slowly go out there and try a pottery class, try tennis, try all types of different things, just to see like, what do I really like? What makes me happy? And then in doing those things, you slowly start to find a tribe of people who like the things that you like, and baby steps. I still think it's an everyday journey too. I don't know if you ever you're like, I've completely, done it. I think we're forever evolving, and it's a journey, but I'm loving the journey along the way now. Yeah.
For sure. I could say after 10 years, I will still have a random day where I'm going to cry today. And that is going to be the sum total of my day. We'll just be crying. And sometimes you have to allow yourself to experience those things. And it's almost like a nice reminder of, this was actually the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. And yet somehow, crazily enough, I would do it again and again and again and again and again. Because it was
You just said something really powerful, man, about how like you just have days. And one thing that I needed to do was kind of have a support system, because you lose all your support system. And thankfully I have two or three really, really great people in my life. But like being able to communicate that with people, like, I am sad today because I have no family. You know what I mean? No like bloodline. And like understanding that that's not normal. I think we're so normalized when you're a Jehovah's Witness that like, oh, they're disfellowshipped and they're gone and that's fine. Let's move on. Like nothing ever happened. And that's so not normal and so not okay.
No, I mean, if you think about it, like you go back how our minds have evolved. We have evolved to be social creatures. Yeah. Like we need that support system around us. So even in the most reptilian sectors of our neurons, we have this underlying desire. It's like a feeling you have, but you can't even put words into. And then you just start finding yourself on a Tuesday crying with a bottle of whiskey.
Overwhelmed. And it's okay, and I embrace it. I lean into it, and then you pick yourself up and you kind of you have to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you first started therapy, was that something that you like? How did you find access to that? Was it through a friend, or because I know a lot of people are like, well, I would like to do therapy, but how do I do that?
Ooh, great question. It's tough. They say you need a therapist to find a therapist, and I believe that to be very true. Thankfully, I had one of my good friends was like, you need therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You should try it, and he gave me recommendations. But I just went through my insurance. If you have insurance, that was kind of a great place to start. But I went through about 3 therapists before I found a therapist that like I really liked. So it was a kind of effort, but it paid off.
Mm-hmm.
10 times what that effort to put it there I put into it. So worth it.
Yes.
It was intense at first. I'm meeting once a week with the therapist because there was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like for maintenance. I'm at a point where I'm at maintenance. So it's like once every 6 months we can just check in and see how it's going and see how life is outside of a cult.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's important for, I think, for people to really understand and be okay with is getting into the chair isn't like, okay, finally I'm seeing a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be, that doesn't have to be the last therapist that you ever see.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a vibe.
Yeah.
Whatever, if the vibes are off, that's okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
move on. I'm pretty sure you'll find where the vibes are correct. And yeah.
Because it might not be that therapy's not for you. It's just that therapist is not for you. That's very true.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. Gosh. I remember those days.
Sorry, coffee break.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get into the meat of the topic instead of just a bunch of me yapping. So, if you have any topics that you want to cover specifically, go ahead, feel free. But
Yeah.
I know the one that I had brought up earlier when I initially talked to you was the manly man alpha culture. It's just like barking dogs. And I've had my experience. I've talked about it a lot, and so I would like to hear. Wait, I gotta get ready for the guest cam mode. See, I'm official now. I hit a little button and it does an animation. Oh, I think I just clicked off of someone's alert. Whoops. Anyway, so anyway, tell me what your experience with the manly culture of Jehovah's Witnesses.
The macho culture
Macho.
where women have no responsibility and can do nothing, and it's all a boys' club. Yeah, it's actually funny because you don't realize growing up in it that like women are not having privilege. You're just so conditioned that that's normal. And I always thought, I'm like, that's odd that women, have no responsibility. They can't pray unless a man is present, or a head covering, or they can't give talks the way that we give talks, or public talks and different things like that. But you're just conditioned that women are just inferior to men, and they don't have those. God doesn't see them the same way that they see men. So I think starting there is always interesting, and I always disagreed with that. I always was like, that's a little different, but I can't vocalize that because if I say that, it's all over for me. But I think being gay, it was exhausting is the easiest way to say it, just because it's such a, I don't know what, you can help me with the words, but it's such a culture of, we're being so heavily policed. Everything you do is under a microscope, and everyone's analyzing every move that you do. And so for me, being gay, I had to be super conscious, like, of every finger that I moved, every way that I said a word, because if someone starts to think something, rumors are gonna spread. You'll lose privileges. No one's gonna like you. You'll be ostracized, all because I might have said something a little bit more feminine. So it was very, very toxic. A lot of toxic masculinity is the best way to say it.
Yeah,
I'll never forget. It was like, the term, the brothers are the head of the household. You know what I mean? And the women are like the neck, and it's just very. I'm just very glad I never adopted those ideals for me personally, just because everyone's equal out here. But the religion, it does not, as much as it tries to say it's equal opportunity and it's diverse and it's all of these things, it's not at all. So for me, it was exhausting because I had to not only fake enjoying being a Jehovah's Witness, but then also fake being a whole completely different person with everything that I do. So exhausted.
That's like a lot, like a lot to deal with. Because, like, for me, not being gay, I still felt this overwhelming pressure to never be feminine in any way, which is just not how I carry myself. Like I like to just be who I am, and I don't like really think too much about it. And yet at every turn, it's like, no, you can't walk this way. Why do you walk so straight? I don't know, because I think about like a board in front of me and I put one foot in front of the other. Well, your hips swing too much. I can't do anything about my hip swinging. I got a fat ass. Like, what do you want me to do about it? It's
also
just
great sweater there. We like that.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to All Saints. Sponsor me. Give me free stuff.
Nice. Yeah. That's expensive. Yeah.
For sure. Alpha Dragon Warrior, thank you for the $5. She said, as an asexual aromantic woman, I know exactly what you're talking about with how there was no equality in JW cult and having to hide who we are. Yeah, because as a woman, your assigned role, because everyone is, you know, has to fall in line, is to be attractive to a man, but only in these very particular ways. There's no option for you to have any type of JW career without attaching yourself to a man. And so being someone that's, you know, asexual, not romantic.
What do you do? And on top of that, I feel like there were a lot of lectures, a lot of talks that never really addressed like sexuality. They very glossed over it. However, it was a cardinal sin, but they just glossed over it. It's wrong. Don't do it. They never really went into depth, I felt like, on those topics. They kind of shied away from them, but don't do it because it's all over for you if you do. But we're not going to kind of talk about it. But yeah, so I always struggle with that too, because I'm like, I'm feeling this way, but I definitely do not feel safe to express anything about how I feel to anyone because of what could happen.
And that is telling that you say, I didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Because this is your family. This is your tribe. These are the people you're supposed to feel safe with.
Yeah. And even that translates to when you leave, because you were so guarded and so protected for so long, and then you leave and you're just supposed to be like free. It was a process to be, and even to this day, I think I still struggle with like trust and like opening up and just being forthcoming, because I couldn't for so long. And so I think that's still something I probably struggle with to this day. It's just being able to be honest and open and talk about certain things, because I wasn't allowed to for so long.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Alpha Warrior Dragon. I always say that backwards. Alpha Warrior Dragon Wolf. And yeah, you know who we are. Anyway, much love. But yeah, I think even all of those little tiny details of just okay, I'm up here giving a talk, but is this particular gesture going to be manly enough? I remember one of my I was in pioneer school, and there was someone that was just pretty obvious to everyone in the room. Pink Motorola Razr. Anyway.
Yeah. That would have been a telltale.
Yeah. See, you're the same age as me, so you know exactly what time it is. Anyway. And he was getting counseled by one of our instructors because of a gesture, how he was like just moving his hands.
Too feminine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that was my biggest fear. When someone would come up to me. I'll never forget I had to be one of my earliest memories of knowing that just being me was not okay. I had to be like 6 or 7, and my dad set me down at the dining room table and he gave me a masculinity test, and he was like, how do men hold their hands? Is it like this or is it like this? How do men walk? And he got up and made me walk. And I just remember feeling super uncomfortable with the conversation, but not knowing why. And this is at 6. And so I'm now realizing at 6 that like, it's not okay to just show up how I am. I need to change. And as Jehovah's Witnesses, you change yourself to fit in this box constantly, which would become a theme for many years, you know.
That's wild. 6 years old, and it's like, I need to teach him how to be a man.
How to be a man. Yeah.
Which is so crazy, because it's like, We don't need to get into anatomy or anything, but it's such a narrow like way of seeing like the role. And I guess when you have that assignment, okay, this is this, we have to put labels on everything, so it's all very clear and we're all. It's like, why don't you just kind of let things exist, just kind of be, and like just it's fine. It's really
nothing in that religion will just be like.
Yeah,
it's impossible. My God.
So what was it like for you? Because I mean, I'll just call it for what it is. I mean, I'm jealous of you. You're a handsome guy. I want to be like you when I grow up. How was it for you with like that respect and like dealing with what was going on internally versus being a very attractive, suitable person, right? A ministerial servant and a pioneer. I'm just calling it for what it is.
I mean, that's your stock, right? You're a ministerial servant and a pioneer.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a girlfriend up until 2019. And that's what made me realize I can't do this anymore. It was okay. I'm sorry. I got lost. What's the question? Sorry about that. Yeah.
Just, no, I mean, you can take that question wherever you want, but just like, what was it like for you growing up with, you know, getting attention from girls and being pressured by the elders and the other people and the pioneer? Because pioneers, they have nothing better to do with their time than to set you up with someone. So I imagine that.
Yeah. And gossip. Yeah. You know, so it's funny because I could actually that kind of worked to my advantage because I could kind of use the excuse, I'm really focused on my spiritual goals. You know, I'm really focused on pioneering, and sisters are that's not what I'm focused on right now.
Okay.
And I lived under that for a while, but then you start to approach 25. You know, everyone's getting married at like 19, 20, 21, 22. So the older you get, of course, the more questions start to arise. But it was one of those things where I think I just doubled down, and I think that. To be honest with you, I'm like making connections even now as we speak. But like, I think one of the reasons I delve. Can we talk about the word delve for a second?
Delve is not a normal word. No one says this.
Delve.
Delve.
I delve more into the religion. I think I was trying to.
Do you delve into it when you were making a sacrifice?
Correct. Correct. No, I think I did more and more spiritual things so that it would cover up, the sexuality. I'm like, if I'm more spiritual, if I'm doing all of these things, no one will kind of notice that this huge thing that I'm trying to cover up. So if I do, if I'm perfect, if I'm giving all the parts, commenting, studying with all the younger kids in the congregation and being that role model, then this thing that I truly want to be will maybe go away or nobody will see it. But I actually used that. I flipped it and used that to my advantage. Where I was like, I can't, guys. Dating, I can't. It's tough. 70 hours.
Woe to the man who's getting married when the end comes. I mean, Jesus said it. What are you going to say? What are you going to do about it?
Right. So, but there was always the questions, and there were always, I know someone, but it's just like, guys, I'm focused. So focused. I can't right now. So. That was interesting, for sure.
So,
I don't miss that.
Did you ever think about going to Bethel, or was that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, because there's kind of a straight line.
Exactly. Bethel, all of temporary work, need greater work, like all of the applications were filled. But I'll never forget, there was a video when you applied for Bethel. There was like a little application. They sent a video, and it was like, if you watch pornography or if you struggle with sexual feelings and very uncomfortable video. It's like, you shouldn't apply because yada yada. Because they don't. That's a whole different story. But I remember feeling super guilty filling it out because I'm like, oh, it's talking about me for sure. Like, this is me. But filled it out, applied, did temporary service in other places and stuff. Because, of course, as I delve into it, I had to do all the things, man. I'm going to stop saying it. That's my last time.
It's hurting my soul.
Yeah, I know.
It's so funny you bring that up. So I had a friend, and, he wanted to go to Bethel. He always talked about it. And so he finally got the application, and then he saw on there that it specifically said, have you done X, Y, and Z?
It does.
Pornography, heavy metal music, rap music, all of those.
Rated R
and so he
movies,
said... well, I guess I have to wait for 6 months. Like we had an actual conversation about it. Like, damn, I guess I'll just have to wait, and this will be the last day I can do all these things.
Yes.
And then I can apply in good conscience. And it's like, even if you want to just do free work for them and just be a free swinging hammer. Terrible.
Yeah.
Why did I use that of all things to say? Jesus.
Be dust. Yeah.
But anyway, you have to have this like internal quandary going on about, man, am I clean enough? Am I pure enough? And that's just like so strange.
It's am I good enough? Like, am I good enough? But it's nonstop. And it starts from a 2, 3, 4, you're stressed out about, am I good enough? You know what I mean? Am I doing the right things? I remember being 6 and having anxiety. Like, I'm sinning. I'm having bad thoughts or different things and they were totally normal. Like, everything's perfectly normal, but you're just set up for this less than, you're never good enough. And that really causes depression, anxiety, stress, all of those things. That's why everyone's on anxiety medication and depression medication, yet they're living the best life ever. So I don't know how those two things go hand in hand, but don't get me on a tangent that I just
No, I like tangents. You've come to the JW Thoughts channel. I can take people clapping and make a 30-minute video analyzing people clapping. I am the tangent queen. I was going to say. Anyway, moving right into it. So just to try and get back on track if we can. Did you have what was your biggest challenge that you had with elders by the way that you carried yourself? Because I always had run-ins with them about tight pants and colored
it was the
things.
Yeah, it was probably the dress more than anything, because I liked, I didn't want to wear I call them Steve Harvey suits, or these big boxy suits. I was 20.
Good answer.
21.
Good answer.
Yeah. I was 21 wearing a suit for a 45-year-old, and it's just I want to do that. So I'm going to get my suits tailored and different things like that. And I just remember, especially after the tight pants talk about, everything's too tight. And mind you, you're getting counseled by 60-year-old men who missed the prime of their life. They're miserable and they're bitter and they don't want to see you thrive and do anything great. And so you're getting counseled. My friends, I know I had a lot of, female friends who were shapely and maybe had tight dress. I just remember them getting counseled constantly, but it's they won't let you be great. They will not let you be great. Or just, even be yourself. So
I genuinely think they want people ugly and miserable.
Well, that's the thing. And that's okay. It's all right, I guess. But and we were talking about this yesterday, they want you to be happy, but not happier than them. You know what I mean? And it's not hard to be happier than them because they're miserable, but no one can truly wants to see you do well or succeed or, do anything great. And if you start to do something great, of course they ask, well, how does that interfere with, your service time, or how does that interfere with your, activities to Jehovah? And so, misery loves company, man. Misery loves company.
I think it really comes down to the, how is it perceived? It's not about the action. It's just wearing a shirt that fits you. It's wearing a suit that you think you look good in. And it doesn't come down to the actual that. It's well, how is it perceived? Is there one person sitting in the congregation that might be oh, his pants are a little tight, I don't like that? Well, then I have to cater my life to this one random ass person who I don't know you, Shelly. What the hell? Get off my back. Why are you looking at my ass anyway?
But then it also taps back into how sex obsessed the religion is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How sex obsessed everyone is. Because if your pants are too tight or a dress is too tight or different things like that, then you could stumble someone, because everyone's so sexually deprived and they're not able to act on their normal desires. You walking into a Kingdom Hall with a shirt too tight is going to send someone over the edge into oblivion. It's crazy. So everyone needs to walk around in muumuus and just,
zoot suits.
And be okay with it. Zoot suits and muumuus and call it, It's insane, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
I distinctly just remember when Toni Morris gave that tight pants talk. I was sitting in the second row of the assembly hall because I always sat really close because I get easily distracted with jingling keys and stuff, everything. So I sat really close, and I'm just sitting there in like, you know, my Calvin Klein X suit because like the slim fit wasn't tight enough because, you know, I was a
Fashion
slim
forward.
Yes, I was a slim guy as well. You know, I weighed $185, so 6 feet tall. And I just remember being so unimaginably uncomfortable listening to this person that isn't taking care of himself. He doesn't appear from an outward perspective to be healthy.
That was a very nice way to say that. Yeah.
I try.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think, okay, I am trying to, you know, protect my temple. You know, this is the only body that I got. I would like to make sure that it functions for a good amount of years. So I'm going to make sure I do everything that I can. And you're sitting here and judging me by the closeness of my skin to the fabric. And yet if we did like got the ruler out and we're measuring how close your skin is to the fabric of your suit, it would be the same. It's just our bodies are built different. Like, what are you talking about? And I tried to build up the courage to go up to him because I had dinner with him afterwards, and I tried to like build up the courage to like actually talk to him about it, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, okay, this guy's he's a celebrity.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and it was man. It was an insane time, and everyone started to show up in looser fitting clothes, and you know, because you believe. But even around our age, they're like, can you believe like that talk happened? And, you know, a lot of people don't agree with the things that are being said, but they just go along with it because you have to go along with it to get along. So I remember that talk vividly. And I was just like, oh, I guess. But even like for me, I enjoy working out. Now, I'll never forget that I got a lot of counsel for working out.
Really?
A lot of counsel. What are you trying to pursue? What are you trying to do? Why are you so consumed with, I'm just trying to be healthy, you know? Your boy likes to eat, man. I like the donuts and French fries, and I gotta watch it. Like, so, but I remember getting pulled into a back room specifically for like, why do you like to work out? What's that about?
One of my good friends, she was a personal trainer, and was just constant. Well, man, you're going to be getting a lot of attention from men, you know, because. He's like, I'm just trying to have a job that I can pioneer at the same time.
Just trying to be a window washer. You know, it's that or window washing or painting. Yeah. You know, so. Yeah.
And so she actually did some competitive, you know, competitions, and obviously that went about as good as you can imagine.
So it's funny you say that because I too did a competitive competition, and when I did that competition, I posted one picture on Facebook at the competition on stage, right? Like it's literally, so you have no shirt on, but that's it. And I lost my ministerial servant privilege from that picture. So what happened was I got pulled into a back room. This is an exclusive. I've never talked about this.
Oh, goddamn. Okay. Behind the scenes. Okay. Let's get it.
Just kidding. I just got pulled into a back room, and like, they're really slick about, hey, can we talk to you really quick for a quick second? And so you think it's harmless. I walk into the back room and there's like 3 other brothers back there. And you're like, oh, shoot, something's about to go.
Not 3. Oh, no.
Yeah.
If there was one other guy, okay, it would be fine. But if there's 3, it's over.
I said, it's going down today. Yeah. So I sit down and they're like, so how was your weekend? You're just like, fine. So I'll never forget someone, because, you know, it's that tattletale culture. Someone printed out my Facebook and printed out all the comments underneath the picture, all the likes, all the comments. And the brothers went through and highlighted every comment that said, oh, you look good. Or because I would say, like, we got to hang out or let's work out sometime, you know, just being nice. Not that you necessarily mean it. And they were like, so you want to work out with worldly people? And they said I was doing porn is what they said. So they said that me posting a shirtless picture online was the equivalent of porn, and that's not befitting of a ministerial servant. And so I lost my privileges for that. Yeah.
What? What? That's a stretch. I'm like actually going into my Jehovah's Witness brain and trying to like, how do you call that porn? Like
Pornea.
they just released this Jesus drama of him. Like, is it it can't be shirtless
Thirst
because
trap.
people like go swimming.
Yeah.
Jesus was coming out of the water and like the water's falling off of him. That could be the equivalent of, you know, getting the old Diddy oil on.
Porn. Did
Did he? Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, and I think, but also you got to understand that like sometimes the brothers have vendettas, or if someone doesn't like you that much, or it's very like emotional. You know, they can just be like, I don't really. You know, they can get a couple brothers to feel the same way, and they can say we prayed over it, and Jehovah told us that you're not fit to be a ministerial servant anymore, and just like that. And that was probably the beginning of the end for me, where I was like,
that
okay,
would have to be.
yeah, that was probably the beginning where I began to soft quit the religion, is what I like to say. Yeah.
And that's not even like a warning shot either. Just to come straight into. And I guess maybe there's people that have never been witnesses in here, but losing your status within the religion is about the biggest, worst thing that could happen to you. If you have a privilege that you've literally dedicated your life, made it your mission to get this title, you're like, yeah. And then to have that taken away, you feel naked. Just standing in front of the congregation when they make that announcement.
It's the public humiliation of it all. And so, like I was telling you the other day, you know, my best friend and I, we left at the same time, which I'm so grateful to have that support. But we left at the same time, and we talk all the time about things that were just like, why did they go up and announce it and humiliate you in front of the congregation? The fear mongering, that was nonstop. That happens every day. You're just scared. But the public humiliation of it all, people, and I remember when people would get reproved or publicly reproved, you look at them look crazy, like they just killed someone. You're like, what did they do? Yeah, but apparently I was a porn star. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just like the shittiest way too, because like if I'm going to go down, at least let me go down having fun.
Make it cool. Like,
yeah,
good.
Make it cool.
Let me have fun.
If you're gonna call me a porn star, then catch me in the van.
I'm not a porn star, by the way. I'm not. It's not. Like...
Everyone right now is like Googling OnlyFans. Justin.
Right.
Oh god. Well, soft quitting. Soft quitting is an expression that I really like, because I always kind of say the same thing, like it happens in stages, and I feel like everyone falls into the same trap of saying the same things over and over again. But that's a good one. Soft quitting. What do you like? What describe that?
Soft quitting, yeah, man. So you know, being raised in the religion, you know how it works. So you kind of know the loopholes and like how to kind of mitigate risk and different things like that. So the pandemic hit, and I was still going to the congregation that I was kind of raised in. So my parents went there, all of my friends went there. So if I were to just leave and stop going, it would have just been a full-on fallout, and everyone would have been talking, and it would have been a lot of gossip, and it would have spread from state to state to state. So instead, the pandemic hit. It was virtual. We were going to the Kingdom Hall virtually. So I just switched congregations and told everyone, you know, I just am not really feeling spiritually charged here. I'm going to find a congregation where I do. So I switched congregations, went one time, and then I was able to kind of just stop going to the meetings. That was the first step. It's like, let's stop the indoctrination first to begin the healing phase. And so I just completely stopped going. And at first I felt terrible. I was like, oh, I am terrible. I'm the worst person ever. And then a couple months go by and you're like, man, I have a lot more time.
It's so awesome, isn't it? It's the best.
It is. I got time to like just be, like we said earlier, like I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get ready for a meeting. Yeah. And we had Friday meeting and Sunday.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, I always felt bad for people with Friday meeting.
Yeah. I was like, you have no weekend. But yeah, so I soft quit. So I stopped going to mine, and then I went to like one meeting for that new congregation, and then never, you know, went back. And so that was kind of how I started to soft quit. And then no one's really checking on you because they just think you went to a different congregation.
Yeah.
And no one really like, I mean, they knew me, but no one knew I started going to that congregation because it was virtual. So virtual was the best time to leave, to leave during the
True.
pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that time, did you have like a plan ahead where you're like, okay, I'm going to address these doubts, or you're like, I just know I'm unhappy and I need to step away?
So it's one of those things where I knew something had to change, but I didn't know exactly to what extent things had to change. And it was phases, like you said. I think at first I thought that, well, I can just like not go, but it's still in my heart. Like I still believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you get further away from it, you have time to actually become a fully developed thinking for yourself individual. And as that starts to happen, you start to realize it's not that I need to step away from it. I want nothing to do with it because it just doesn't align with me. I don't agree with it. So then it evolves to that. And then it evolves to anger. Then you go through all the stages of grief. And then you go through the stage of like acceptance where you're like, I want nothing to do with it. And I will be okay, you know, because at first I was like, you know, I can just not go to meetings and I can just, you know, tell people that I do, or, you know, just be going active, you know what I mean? Where you don't go often, but then the type of person I am, I just couldn't even be associated with it. Like, I just want nothing to do with it. I don't agree with anything about it. Cause I used to say like, I still believe it's the truth. And I still believe it's, you know, and then once you sit back and do your research and the child abuse of it all and the terrible things that they're doing and the secrets and the conditional, just so many things, the list goes on and on, you realize I don't want anything to do with this or the people associated with it. Because at the end of the day, it's killing people and it's abusing people. And that doesn't align with me at all. Never will, never has.
No, and it's just like that too. Like this religion is killing people. Full stop.
Yeah. It almost killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I think a lot of ex-witnesses that I've talked to know of someone that was struggling with their sexuality, and that led to them ending it.
Absolutely.
And it's just such a horrible thing because it's nobody's business. It's no one's concern. It doesn't break your back. It doesn't pick your pocket. It affects you in zero ways. And yet we're going to allow something like that to kill people. It's absolutely foul. Yeah.
Kill people and then kill people and no one have any remorse about it. Just, you know, kind of keep moving like business is normal. And it's just like, it's just so not human. Like, it's so inhumane. They're robots. I'll never forget, you know, like you have an iPhone?
I don't have an iPhone. I'm not cool.
Are you? Here you go. It's okay. We can edit that out. Like,
an Android user. I had a Microsoft phone for the longest time. I'm like trying to be contrarian and edgy. Yeah, not cool.
Right. Go get your razor back. No, but I just remember on Apple phones, and maybe you can do it on Android. When you take a picture, it's called a live picture. It's like if you hold it, it's like a little video. But I'll never forget, we were at the Kingdom Hall, and there was a picture, and I'm smiling in the picture. But if you hold the picture, you could see me smile for 2 seconds, and then the smile goes away. Because that's who I was. It was a performance. Like, I became performative throughout my whole life. And life is meant to be, like, lived, not, like, performed. You know what I mean? It's meant to be real and present, not put on and acting. So they're not real, and they don't even realize that they're not real. You know what I mean? It's not normal for parents to cut off their kids and just keep it moving, you know, and act like, you know, my dad literally told me this is the last conversation we'll have, and it was the last conversation we had. And it was just like, that's a story you hear time and time and time again. And so my heart just goes out to everyone, like everyone who's in, who's left, who's lost, who survived. Like, it's just, you know, it's a journey, man. Ooh, it's a journey.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole living your life to perform something that you're not even convinced of and you're not totally sure of. Because I used to think like people genuinely, fully, 100% believe. I've kind of dissuaded myself of that. I think most people, the vast majority, all have some doubts. On some layer in their brain, there exists this voice that's just like, Maybe they're whispering, maybe it's
Yeah.
screaming at them, but I think it
Mhm.
exists. And
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to. Yeah. For a mother to cut off their kid and just be like, well, Jehovah wants me to do it. You're not questioning that at all. Like, you're just like, yeah, this is it.
Oh,
This
cool.
feels good.
Yeah.
This feels right. This
You want a
feels
bagel,
right.
honey?
You know, so what's for dinner? Like it's not. Nothing about it is right. But you know, it's funny because when I told my dad that I was like, I'm not coming back. I'm gay. I'm leaving. He said, so what? Do you believe the Earth is flat now too? And it's just like,
Why
yeah,
not?
'cause those go hand in hand. That goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's their attitude though, isn't it?
Mhm.
I remember the last thing my dad said was, he said, "I know what's going to happen to you," and he started
Oh, for sure.
crying. And I'm like, "Do you mean I'm going to die at Armageddon?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'm going to be fine."
Yeah.
And in 20
Proud-
years
great.
from now, you're going to be very proud of me because you're
Yeah.
going to realize at some point in time that this was all fake. And you will be very proud that I took a stand for truth and honesty. And they just went right over their heads.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Like, no real conversations are gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
nothing real. Anytime you bring up something real and tried and true, they just want to become avoidant. But you just touched on a point. Like, my whole channel, the purpose is life after,
Yeah.
kind of after you leave.
Mhm.
And I call it becoming Justin because I really am like becoming and finding out what makes me me, because you can't do that in the religion. But my thought process is all over the place. But and I completely lost where I was going with that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like that because there's all of this stuff happen to us. Yes, we have to acknowledge it. We have to understand it. We have to process it. We have to deal with it. Okay, now what?
Now. Okay, I'm back. Got it. Thank you for that.
No, I got you. Batman and
got
Robin
my
out
back,
here. We're
man.
good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's like, now what? Because like you said, what your dad says, I think we're conditioned and told that like you leave the religion, everything bad that could possibly happen to you will happen to you. And I remember my dad said, you will come crawling back to us. And I'm like, okay, no, like I'm really not now. Like now I got to prove you that. Like that's wild. But you also live in fear because you're like, I'm waiting for all of the bad things to happen. And then 6 months go by and nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
And then a year goes by and nothing bad happens. And you're like, oh, okay.
I specifically remember because I went and explored a bunch of different churches. Every church that would have me, it didn't matter. I studied with Mormons, I studied with Jewish people, went to synagogue, like everything, rounded the whole spectrum because I was like, I want to understand religion as best as I humanly possibly can. Got bored pretty quickly, but anyway. When I went into a church for the first time, it was like a really big moment because I had all of these preconceived ideas that were just that weren't mine. They were just taught to me. Sure. You're going to go in there and there's going to be people that are dressed sloppy and there's going to be people that are mean because they're worldly, and the pastor's going to get up there and start begging for money, and everyone's going to be sad, and you'll go outside and people will be dealing drugs in the parking lot, and then they'll be
Having
sleeping with
sex
each
in the
other's
parking lot.
wives. Yeah. It's just like I was expecting like heroin and titties when I went in
Sodom
there.
and Gomorrah. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I really thought. And I go in there and just these happy motherfuckers. They're just happy to have you there. And I was like, oh, I'm an atheist, by the way. They're like, oh, that's fine. I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah.
Really?
And like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. And they were just like sang songs, and they were like all pretty all right. Like, hey, so this weekend we're doing some charity work for a food bank. Do you want to join us? I was like, okay.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses never did that. Like,
Yeah. But it's amazing when you have a moment where this is supposed to be this way, and you've been taught since you were a child that's how it's going to go. And you experience it for yourself, and it's not even anything close. Like, not even a little bit.
It was all a lie.
And
it was all a scare tactic.
And I think that's what's important about what your like message is on your channel, is that you have to go out there and experience it. You have to not just hear it from someone else, but you gotta just go out there and experience it. And when you do, you're like,
And that's where you find yourself. That's
Yeah.
actually in that space is where you actually become who you are. Like that's where you find so much about the world, how the world works,
Mm-hmm.
how you work in the world, you know, all of those things. And so my channel is about life after because it's tough, man. I know people who have left and they just can't get their footing right. So
Yeah.
the thing to do is to go back. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And just be miserable when you go back. But it's like life is like I said earlier, life is meant to be lived and it's a beautiful thing. And I felt like I got a second chance at life and I got a second chance to really do it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unapologetically and to show up how I want to show up, that's just so big to me. So I went to New York and hung off the side of a building because why not? You know, because I can. You know, I went on a Netflix Squid Games reality show where I got killed because I can.
That's
I
awesome.
write children's books. You know, because I stumbled upon a passion where I can write
Mm-hmm.
children's books now to like try to make the world a little bit of a better place.
Yeah.
Because I can. So
Speaking of that, I am going to do the Wally thing. I don't know if you've ever experienced a Wally live stream, but
oh
at
God,
some point,
I'm excited.
I get up because I have to go to the bathroom and I get uncomfortable. So this is when I pass it off to you.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
get to tell a story. You can just do whatever you want. It's just you and YouTube alone. Are you cool with that? Doesn't really matter
Sure,
because
but
I'm probably gonna walk away. Just anyway.
What should the story be about?
Huh? You just say whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tell people about Squid Games. Tell people about writing a children's book.
And I
That
can't
sounds
see
fun.
any comments, just so you know.
Oh yeah. If you pull it up on your phone, unless you're
Oh.
using your phone right now, and just go to the channel, then you can see it that way. Because I don't know how to show people it like the comments on
My side.
this side. Oh, also, hello, Agreeable Pixie. Hello, Faded in San Diego. Hello, Jane Spitfire. Hello, Skeptics and Scoundrels. Hello, Deanna Dion. Hey, Deanna, I haven't seen that name pop up in like 2 years. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, Jolena. Hello, hello. Erica. Hello, hello. Tim, you're still here. Glad to see it. Glad to see it. Hello, Illegal Immigrant. Hello, all of you fine people. Oh, hey, I'm chilling. Hello, hello. What's going on? I am going to go pee, and you are going to be entertained
Oh
by
my gosh.
Justin.
I'm gonna
Boom.
sing a song. No.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. It's all you.
No, so I pulled it up on my phone, so now I can see the comments. Oh, someone said, "Tell us about the book." Let's see. This is very, very nerve wracking. Hello, right? While ago, Pete. No, man. I first of all, like, can we just talk about him while he's gone and how awesome the channel is? I think for me, seeing videos like this and being able to have an outlet and a safe space is amazing. So I'm gonna give him his flowers while he's gone. Justin, what do you think of the new? So let's talk about that convention video for a second. I I don't necessarily go and look at the videos, but I do. My algorithm on YouTube now is all about, why you left Jehovah's Witness videos. That video enraged me because what you're seeing in that video is someone who's trying to have freedom of thought and think for themselves. And the thing that got me the most about it was I was that guy. I had a good friend where we were doing all of the things together. That picture where they're together, and they went to like Pioneer School or something together. I've had that picture. I've had that conversation. But how they compared this guy who's trying to think and save his friend with free thinking, and they compare him to Satan, the devil, back to back. I think it was so triggering for me because they're literally comparing anyone who thinks differently than what we're telling you to believe. You're Satan, the devil, which I think was absolutely like a gut punch because I'm like they're conditioning everyone to think that I'm Satan, the devil, Satan, and everyone who's left is Satan. So, what did y'all think about it? That's maybe so mad, agreeable pixie. Yes. Yes. Literally called them Satan. Literally were like, Satan. He said, "Get away from me, Satan." And as he walks away from the guy. So, man, that brainwashing and that inculcating of those thoughts is strong. But to be able to break away from it and to be able to now see how ridiculous it was, because I think the thing that gets me too is I would be in conventions and be like, wow, what a great video. What a great video. Even like Sophia and Caleb videos, how they're like indoctrinating kids now to think how all of these things that are perfectly normal are wrong. So it's just very, very interesting to me, and it's ridiculous. Did you bring me some coffee? Is that coffee?
Okay, my mic's back on.
Uh,
I did
did you
not
bring
bring
me
you
some
any
coffee?
coffee. Yeah, no.
No.
I like
Okay.
my coffee like I like my. Never mind. I won't make that joke.
Okay. Okay. No, finish it.
Oh,
No, finish
all
it. You
right.
committed. Finish it.
You gotta commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're here, I have like a few more thoughts about that convention video thing.
My
Maybe
God.
I'll make
Yes.
another one because I think it is a little bit more wild than I initially thought. But I genuinely think it maybe is the best piece of propaganda they've put out for controlling and manipulating witnesses to not hear honest questions. Like, they did a really good job because they build up to it where every little whisper is like, oh, that's a whisper from Satan. It's a little whisper from Satan. And then at the end, when it becomes this direct, well, this is what's wrong with the organization, it literally just does a juxtaposition on.
Satan the devil.
And I just think, wow, that's
They
pretty
went
good.
there.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart from them, honestly.
I was watching a video, I think, where it was an ex Jehovah's Witness, and they're like a psychologist, and they broke it down. Stop the shunning, by the way. Like, her channel is amazing because she's
Yeah,
just
I
so.
know. Every single time I'm like, okay, we need to get some more guests on. Who should we have? I swear that is the first one that comes up.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
She's so cool. But I mean, but people break it down and how things are placed in the video to really pull at your heartstrings and to make you emotional and to get you invested. Like, it's all propaganda and it's all brainwashing, like at its finest, because you can't even tell that you're being brainwashed in the process, which it's masterfully done. Like, it's masterfully done.
Yeah, and the
Um,
characters seemed like likable enough. They weren't
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
awful, weird, strange. Like, they were relatable to a Jehovah's
Mhm.
Witness.
Yeah, yeah. And I was telling when you had stepped away, I was like, that was my story. You know, pioneer school. You know, you have a friend, and so I literally had to go to the elders, or had to tell one of my friends, like, I'm gonna go to the elders on you if you don't, like, you know, because you did something. Like, that's happened, and then he ended up getting disfellowshipped for 10 years, and you're just
Damn.
like, I was doing this because I loved you. You know what I mean? Because this is what we're supposed to do, is ruin people's lives. So it's just, but I agree with you. Like, the direct comparison of being like, you're Satan, the devil. It was blatant, and it was like in your face. And it was
Mhm.
like, okay, well, my parents are really never going to call me now.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's over. Like, someone watches that, why
a
would they
wrap.
talk to anyone? And they
Right.
were told what to do. If you keep talking like this, I'm going to tell the elders.
Correct. Hmm.
Yeah.
And you're also talking to Satan himself directly. So
Yeah.
I think, and it does make me think about that, like, man, because at the end of the day, I think we all have that little kid inside of us that, like, sometimes you still just want to talk to your mom and dad or your family. And I think it really hit hard for me because I was like, any hope that they would ever reach out is just obliterated by this video, because and I'm not changing. You know what I mean? I'm not backing down. So it's like, well, here we are. But it's
Mhm.
just, whoo, that was a hard one. That was a hard
Yeah.
one.
I get those same moments too, or I used to get it a lot more often, where I think that's a perfect way of putting it. I don't need to add anything to it, where you're a kid at heart and you just want to talk to your mom and dad. But
Yeah. Oh,
I,
I'm gonna cry. Don't do it.
I just had a little ceremony for my family, and I just basically have told myself that I need to think about them as if they're not walking planet Earth anymore, because it's just going to be easier than holding off of this hope or wishing for something that will never be. And even if it was, it would be because the governing body changed their rules. And so now they're going to allow themselves, like, that would almost be insulting.
I was
Like,
gonna
you
say, but
didn't love
even
me
then-
for me. You loved me because someone told you could. Nah, I'm good.
And I think about that, man, a lot. Like, if things did change and my family did want to come back around, I don't know how open I would be. Maybe my parents, but a lot of like friends and things that I had, like I don't think I'd be open to a lot of it. You know what I mean? Just because, and that breaks my heart to say we have to have a ceremony. Someone, and I often, it's terrible to lose someone in death, but I almost think, is it more terrible to lose someone in life? You know what I mean? Like,
It is. Because there's nothing worse. When I saw my sister-in-law, with my little nieces and nephews, beautiful little children that I cared about, and they used to they would come and stay at my house. We would paint our nails. We would go to Nordstrom and get new outfits. The whole kit and caboodle. I was trying to be the cool uncle. And then boom, 2 weeks later, I see them in a grocery store, and they turn around and run away saying, "He's bad, he's bad, he's bad." A little kid.
bro,
And it's like, I think it's worse losing someone in life,
bro,
because that shit doesn't go away.
hurts.
Like, that
It
image
changes you.
is there always.
Changes you. But let me just say, in this moment, I love you, man, and like I just feel like I'm your brother in life. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you.
You
Much
got
love.
you a Justin. You got you a Justin. Yeah.
Yeah, who needs a Joel when I got a Justin? I got to upgrade. I mean, Justin's a cooler name anyway, if you think about it.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, Joel's a biblical name. It's terrible. Oh,
But that, and there's countless stories like that, though, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
countless stories of like from everyone where it's like these terrible things happen. And you're just like, some of these things are unforgivable. Like, my brother got married 5 minutes down the road from me. I found out on like social media. You know what I mean? Like, these life events happen, and you're like, that's kind of unforgivable for me. Like, I don't know if I can get past it.
yeah. I'm with you there. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna stumble on. If it's a hot topic, who cares? We'll just dive into it. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of the mind that I just don't know how much more I can open that door for them in the future, and that's why I chose to just distance myself and think about them as if they're not here anymore. Because similar, I found out my grandma had ALS, or is it ALS? The Lou Gehrig's disease. Anyway.
Oof.
And she always had this beautiful handwriting. People from the 50s, they just all had beautiful cursive handwriting.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. And, her disease obviously is a neurological disorder. So that affected her walking and talking and everything, but she could still write. That perfect cursive handwriting that was built into her. And come to find out, she was writing notes that saying, "I would like to see Wally," while she's alive on her deathbed. And they just like look at that and say,
Yeah.
"Do you want to have dinner?
Yeah.
Hey, is the basketball game on?"
Yeah.
And I just think that's kind of unforgivable.
Unforgivable. And no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about your brother. Like, I would be so mad. I would be so goddamn mad if I found out just down the road, like, "Oh, you just got married."
But it's, and then you see your parents and my mom's dancing with them, and they're giving speeches, and it's just the happiest day of everyone's life. And I'm just like 5 minutes down the road, and you're just like,
I'm going to doom
It
scroll
makes
through
me think-
social media and stand in the shower and just douse myself in
Stop
cold
it.
water and cry.
Stop I'm like, and it's funny because it often doesn't hit me how much we went through until you tell other people that are outside the religion. And I think that's when it hits you. I've told people like my story and the visceral response people have of like tears and emotions. And I'm just like, yeah, well, a lot of people lose their family when they're alive and don't talk to them. They're like, no, a lot of people don't. Like, nah, Justin, that's not.
This is not a normal situation.
Not okay. But it's like you said, you have to make it so that you're okay and whatever that looks like. And so if you have to have a ceremony, which I think is a cool, a very like creative way to like, handle your emotions and feelings. And for me, it's just like, I had to like let it go. I had to let it go. Just be like, you all served me for the time that I needed. You all are good people innately, but you're brainwashed. So I have to understand that there's that piece, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely won't say my parents are bad people. They're just brainwashed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
And
know that they're
that's the hardest part, right?
yeah.
Is that, you know, at what point is it their fault? And
Hmm.
I guess for me, in this equation of, well, what would I do if they woke up? And as I think about it, I just think, did you somehow follow rules that were worse than Watchtowers? Like, did you go beyond even their messed up rule set that they have?
Yeah.
And for me, the answer to that question is yes.
Hell yes.
So I
Hell
just
yeah.
think, nah, if you can be
Yeah.
worse than Watchtower somehow,
You're worse.
I'm good.
And that's the thing, because I know many of people who talk to their disfellowship children, or many people who make some type of concession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my parents are so by the book, by the like to a T.
Yep.
It's like I went I went to I had to go get some surgery done. And this was actually the last time I spoke with my mom, because she did take me because it was a dire thing. Um, and then that's when she found out I had released the why I left Jehovah's Witness video. And she said, I wish I didn't even bring you at the hospital. I should leave you here. And it's just like, these are the same people who are supposed to be these nice, loving, warm, and they're actually the coldest, cruelest, meanest people that you'll meet. It's so insane. I was like, and I told my parents, I was like, no one could ever hurt me the way y'all have. So like, good job with that, because there's no one that can do more damage than this. Honestly, like, great job, kudos.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I
And you're just supposed to be like, okay, guess I'll go to work tomorrow and just
I'll pretend to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at how far can you go and still come back? Like,
And
I
that's
don't
like-
know if. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, those are those things where I'm like, unforgivable. It's unforgivable. And you
Yeah.
know, in the religion, they teach you that if you can forgive everything, and if someone stumbles, you forgive. No, I'm not forgiving poor behavior. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if let's do the hypothetical, then we'll do the
Let's do
thought
it.
experiment. They
Mhm.
wake up, they contact you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Step one for you is.
Okay, so there's two scenarios. So if it's anyone other than my parents, I don't want to do it. We're
Yeah.
not having the conversation because they're not like my parents.
Yeah.
My parents, I want to tell you I'm big and bad, Wally. I do. But but if my parents called, I think initially there's gonna be this like visceral response again. But again, it's that little kid inside of me, man. I want to act like I'm big and bad, and the relationship would never be the same.
Yeah.
But there would be a piece of me that would like cave under that pressure, because it's like, it's your mom and your dad. But
Which is reasonable.
Yeah. But I think the relationship would be forever changed. We're not about to be like buddies, you know.
Yeah.
You have a conversation, but I can never, because you've hurt me so bad that like, there's no, you know, kick a guy when they're down, you know what I mean, and then like do the Harlem Shake on it, like you know, and then dance if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but kick a guy when they're down and just do a little dance on them, and then kick them a couple more times, and then just walk away. Like, there's just
And laugh
people
like,
need-
oh, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come crawling back one day.
crawling back, and think that you're doing good. And so it's like, people have to understand the hurt that they've caused in the world and the things that
Yeah.
they've done to people. You know, so would we have a conversation? Sure, but you're gonna have to hear what I have to say in that conversation, and you're gonna have to listen. And if you can't, then we can't even proceed.
I
But
think
it would be.
that's.
How would
that's
you
ki-
handle it, man?
I think I would start with the conversation. Like, okay, here we go.
So you would
But-
have the conversation.
I would have the conversation.
Okay.
But it would definitely be on my terms. It would. I'm not hearing any of your, and I don't even really care to hear your I'm sorries, to be completely
Hell no.
honest with you.
No.
But I would be willing to just sit there and listen. But as far as like, okay, why don't you come over for dinner on Saturday?
Mhm.
That would take time.
No, you're a stranger to me. Why?
Exactly.
You don't know me. I don't know
I
you.
don't know you. You don't know me. You
don't know
did
if I
this to
want to know
us.
you.
So yeah,
Right.
I guess I would want to put them in like timeout for a while so they could just experience their bad behavior and the ramifications of that. I don't know if that's too petty, but
I feel like we have earned a lifetime full of pettiness if you want it. If you
yeah,
want it. It's okay.
if I want to be petty, yeah. With my brother specifically, I don't know if I could really ever, just because like my brother is like, we were so close and we were best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the things that he said, and just, I don't know if I could ever even pick up the phone for that.
I can tell you for facts right now, my brother, and the funny thing about my brother is we're about 3 years apart, and we were not ever really truly that close, but he left the religion when I was maybe like 18 and was gone until the time. So when I started to leave, he came back, and he decided to be on the spiritual high horse and try to tell me what I needed to do, and told me I need to read the Bible more and be a more spiritual person. And I just thought, like, if anybody would understand, I would have thought maybe it'd be you, because you like left. And so I remember being like, I never, and I don't say this often, but I'm like, I never need to speak with you ever again.
Yeah, that's painful. Like when it's like, you know what it's like to be kicked out and disfellowshipped.
We ostracized you. I ostracized you too, because and I apologized. You don't know what you're doing, and it was just like, oh, you need to. I'm like, listen, man, you can go back if you want. You can have mom and dad's love if you want. That's fine. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
You're just okay, I guess.
Yeah, I think
but I can't see the comments.
Would you say?
I was like, I can't see the comments, but I was looking a second ago, and I think people were sharing. But shout out, like, all love pouring love into you guys, because that's good. I've gone through kind of what we're talking about, because it's an impossible situation.
It really is, and I don't think there's any right answers. Obviously, I don't think there's any prescribed path that you have to follow here, and everything's. But I just always make sure whatever you're doing it for you. And you are choosing yourself and your happiness and your sanity, because those people will do nothing but bring more insanity to your life. Like, it's just going to be an emotional roller coaster. So just make sure it's measured in a way that it's like, okay, I'm ready to deal with this a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be. You have to, in the religion, we're not again allowed to put yourself first or even have boundaries. I don't think the religion has boundaries in place, and that's one thing I've learned since I've left is having boundaries. And we can determine how people treat us fairly, poorly. We control all of that. We don't control a lot in this life, but we can control that. And so, I'm triggered now. Like if someone starts to push their view in general life, like if someone starts to push their views a little bit too much, or I feel like I don't have a choice, I book it the other way, because I'm like, no, I get to decide what goes down here.
I've seen this before.
I know how this ends. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to watch reruns of this show. I'm good.
Yeah, no,
I'm good.
Turn it off. Yeah. But again, my channel is just as terrible of the stuff we're talking about. We're still here laughing and smiling. You know what I mean? And it hurts and it sucks. But the fact that I'm just proud of us, man. And that we were able to and whatever we had to do, whatever that looked like, you know what I mean? To get to a place where we're we can talk about this. Because there was a time where we could not talk about this.
And just getting to that place of where you can say these things without just having a complete breakdown. Yeah. Yeah. Being able to get that mentally and I guess physically healthy is whew, it's an amazing thing. So if you're not there yet, hold tight.
You'll get there.
It's going to happen. It takes time.
Yeah.
It's happening.
But that's the thing,
right
it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, but I was telling Wally the other day, I laugh. I have a terrible laugh. I'm sure you've heard it throughout this interview. It's very loud. It's very throaty. But see, there it was right there. I laugh harder than I ever have. and I love harder. Like I cry, but I actually feel it though. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not like a numb thing anymore. Like I actually am in the present. And when I first started therapy, the therapist was like, "What do you want to accomplish? You know, out of therapy? What's your goal?" And I was like, "I just want to like be present." And so we had a check in maybe like 6 months ago, and she's like, "So do you feel present?" And I'm like, "So present,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely." So it's just it takes a lot of work and time and love to yourself and patience with yourself. Like you're right where you're supposed to be. And I know life is a beautiful thing, man. Life is a
For sure.
we had a funny start, but like we finishing strong. You know.
Exactly, exactly. I think I think it is important to get to that place though where you feel present, because
Oof.
when you grow up in this world where you're never supposed to step outside of your own mind and look at your life.
Hmm.
Like you always have to just be following what's being told. But in order to be present, sometimes you got to step outside of yourself and look down as if you were a satellite or the moon and
Ooh.
like, okay, let's look at Wally. What's he up to?
And that's
Because
tough.
when you do that though, you can be honest with yourself like, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And that's so important to actually like feeling like an actual real person
Yeah.
versus just do what I'm told.
Existing.
Do what I'm
Just
told.
existing.
Yes. And
But that also
it's
allows you to form like real connections and real bonds and to be able to relate and like
a real
it's
family.
yeah. Yeah. Did you say re-family?
I said real family.
Oh, real family. Re-family is also pretty good. I have to like
As you
re-family.
said that, I was like, hold
That's
up.
nice. Write that down.
Write that down.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out here trying to re-family, literally. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, if you follow, like, you're now a family member. Because I am
Yeah.
actively seeking applications for new cousins, aunts. It's all love. You know what I mean? So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta hit a couple of the things before I let you go.
Okay.
What is your Watchtower hot take? Do you have like a hot take about the organization where like this opinion might be a little bit or a crazy conspiracy about the organization that you have no factual basis for?
Well, none of it. My hot take is that it's all BS from the beginning to the end. Is my hot take. There's nothing. I'm a person that's very factual
Mm-hmm.
and like I can see it. And for me, the hot take is that, and this is controversial, I'm sure, but like the hot take is the Bible is a wonderful book of stories and mythological creatures and made up things from people who are mentally ill and not mentally ill, and
But
and
mostly and mentally ill.
mostly mentally ill. Wally said it. But it's just a book of stories, and I think people have started wars over this book of stories and killed people over this book of stories. That none of it can be factually proven. You can talk to people all day, and they're just like, I have seen God, I have talked to God, and I can only talk about my experience personally. I have not
Mm-hmm.
seen him. I have not talked to him. I have not seen anything in the Bible that we talked about come true. And so that's my hot take is that the Bible is a terrifying book of stories that are not fit for children half the
Yeah.
time.
They really aren't. I think
Yeah.
too because the witnesses hyper fixate on the Old Testament God. I mean, it's built into the name. They're not the follower, the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. They're the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
And that ancient old Canaanite storm god Jehovah was a pretty disagreeable figure. Even most Christians that I talk to are like, yeah,
Yeah. Not great.
not super
great.
awesome, not the best, not gonna lie, but
It's
Jesus,
terrifying.
he's pretty cool, right? Right, Jesus, yeah. And so I just think that they have hyper fixated on this old storm god, and they have built their religion around those principles. There's another good one. They delved into the principles of the Old Testament and Yahweh.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another hot take is nothing is as it seems. I think that's something I'll definitely walk away for the Watchtower in general. Is nothing is what it seems to be. And I often think about like there was a movie, I don't remember, maybe it was Handmaid's Tale or something, but it was just like inside you think that you're out. One thing I'll never forget, this is another tangent, but like we would go to the conventions and you see the apostates on the outside and they're picketing and they're holding fences. And I remember, my parents covering like my eyes so I don't look. And I think one of the biggest mind blowing things for me is like they were actually the truth. Like they were actually the ones that were like had the right. Not it's a movie. It's a movie I'm gonna make one day. But like they
Yeah.
actually the people outside yelling and screaming and looking angry were trying to save us because they actually knew what we were in. That blows my mind
That's
constantly.
actually kind of a good movie, though.
It would
the
be.
the plot twist for everyone that was never a Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
You could
right.
kind of like weave those concepts throughout the whole thing
Yeah.
without ever having the Ellen Page expositionist character.
right.
I always refer to Inception, the Ellen Page character, where she just has to be, okay, let me explain everything that's going on inside this movie
Correct.
right now.
Oh, because we needed it. We needed it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and the other one is the XJW community. People say a lot of things, they give a lot of advice. From your perspective, is there anything that people need to hear that you don't hear talked about enough?
That you don't hear. Oof. There's so many things.
Or something that you really think is like foundational to someone's growth even?
Yeah, I think, and the thing for me that's foundational to growth is being true to who you are. You know what I mean? Being true to how you feel, being true to your own morals and principles, and not letting anyone else sway that. Living life for you. We only get one shot at this thing if we're lucky. You know what I mean? And it's like, there's so much going on in the world. And like, I've just gotten a taste of how beautiful it can be and how awesome and amazing people can be and how much love there is out there, even though we're taught that it's not. And it's just, I want everyone to experience a beautiful life, a soft life where, you're
Mm-hmm.
loved on and we're not crying and we're torn apart and we're stressed. Like it's a journey and it's a road, but I'm like, and yeah, we have our bad days, but I'm at peace now. You know what I mean? I'm not searching for happiness, but I'm searching for peace. You know what I mean? Because good things happen, bad things happen, but having that peace and just being able to live your life on your terms for you and to also know that like you're dope. And I know that sounds cliche and it sounds really like, childish, but like you're cool. Like you got it. You know what I mean? And if you're here and you're seeing something, like if you've been through things that Wally and I have, like you're loved and like appreciated and doing amazing on the journey that you're on. But don't be too hard on yourself and just
Mm-hmm.
go with the flow. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do to get to that happiness. But until then, keep coming back to JW Thoughts.
Oh no, I was about to say that you got to actually do your own plug. You gotta plug your
and
own
become
stuff. So hold on, I gotta reorient the screen here so you're like more prominent. Uh-oh. Well, anyway, tell people what you got going on, where they can find you. You can promote your book. If you send me the links to those things, I can put that in the description as well. So anyway, take it away. It's all you, unless you need a sip of water before you go.
Yeah, so Becoming Justin is all about like life app. It's I'm getting better at this video content creation world, but it's all about positivity and the beautiful things that happen in life after we leave a cult and surviving a cult and what that looks like and becoming all the things they told us that we couldn't be. So during the pandemic, I stumbled upon writing children's books. I couldn't find a children's book that I liked, and so I've always been a creative guy, and so I wrote one. And it actually happens to be right here. Happens to be right here.
Just happens to be right here. Yeah,
It
yeah.
really does. So that was my first book called I See Me, inspired by kind of what I was going through through the pandemic and finding myself and kind of what makes me special. But tripped and fell into my passion and a part of my purpose, and that's to kind of help children understand what makes them important and how to tell their stories so they don't end up in situations like me and can think for themselves. And then another book coming out this summer. Actually posted a GoFundMe link for that.
Okay.
But no. But a second book this summer, and then I'm also developing a program where we teach kids how to write books, and then we publish those books. So we're trying to kind of get that into schools and connect with teachers and superintendents now. So my biggest thing, man, is I want to make the world a little bit of a better place because I was in it. And that's kind of like my tagline to my life, I think, as of right now. And
Now I'm gonna cry. Now I'm gonna cry.
it's true though. It's true, and just you know, I don't want the lemons that life has really turned lemons into lemonade. You know what I mean? And just try when I go into schools and read books to kids and see them light up. Man, it gives me so much like purpose and passion. Is that's another thing, like finding what your real purpose and passion is outside of Jehovah or outside of the religion if you were in it. But yeah, so those are kind of the things we got: books and publishing and helping kids tell their stories and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm working on.
That's amazing. Send me a link to your GoFundMe, and if you have like a website or anything, send that, and I'll put it in the description after I end stream. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for hitting me up. This was, I think we're getting a little bit better each time. At least that's how I feel about it. But it was amazing to have you on. If you want to do stuff in the future as well, I'm super down. So yeah.
Gotcha. Next time I'm having a bad day and I'm like, we need to talk about this. Let's go live. Like,
I just want to talk. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you for all you do, bro. Really.
Oh,
truly.
I'm just a silly little guy.
You know.
All right. Well, have a good one. Have a good night.
Yes.
And I am going to transition to JW Thoughts After Hours, where I fiddle with my settings and try and figure out how to become a better live streamer with chat. So this is when most people leave, but some random masochists like to stay around and laugh at me. So anyway, thank you very much.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
And now it's just me and you. You and me. Hello, Downey. Hello, Colty. Hello, Colty. Hello, World of Stage. How do we feel about today's stream? Do we feel good about? I feel good about it. I think that this was one of the better ones we've had. Good interview. Thank you, skeptics and scoundrels. Good, great stream. Hey, Lyric. Hello. Amazing. So, much better. See, we're making progress. That's what we want. It went really good. No technical difficulties. That's what I'm saying. Loving this real talk. Thanks for your vulnerability, Wally and Justin. Appreciate you. Sony, it actually kind of surreal seeing you like interact with people, viewers. What do you mean it's surreal? This is JW Talks After Hours. Oh, because you never watched the lives? Yeah, this is like the live stream was good, and now it's about to just all fall off of a cliff, as some people know, but that's okay. I really liked it. Thank you, Eve. I appreciate you. We didn't have any crazy Jehovah's Witnesses in chat. I kind of missed. Where was Adam today? You know, I miss Adam already. Anyway, let's get right to business. Actually, before we get right to business, I'm going to go grab my water bottle because I forgot to grab it. But I'll be right back, and then we're going to look up some transitions. We're going to look up music. What type of music, if you guys think. Yeah, where's Adam at? For that, and I think those are the two things that we can do. Jeff Windy removed Adam. Yeah, he's been removed. It's like that. Okay, let me go grab my water bottle. I'll be right back. Back of my chair cam. Justin was really interesting to listen to. I agree. Okay. I feel like a proud auntie. Aw. Shout out to Downey. Okay. I'm not 100% sure how this is supposed to work. So you guys just let me know if you're going to hear music. So I'm going to go to this thing right here. And I don't know if I'm going to get an immediate copyright takedown. Can you guys hear this? Are you guys hearing this? No one's saying that they can hear it. Okay. That means, can you hear that? Oh, okay. This is really annoying music to listen to, though. It's hurting my skull. Help! Ah! Oh my god. Okay. What in tarnation? Holy mother of Christ. Jesus! How do I turn this off? I'm pressing... Okay. Wally, calm down and think. This app is currently popped out in another window, okay? This window. Got it. Okay, I don't know how to adjust the volume. Is it like... It's not that loud. Oh, okay. So I think I know how to do this. So let's say hypothetically, it's really loud for me in my ears. Like, because when I adjust it's at max volume for me. So I can't even like think. I can't even think it's so loud. Okay, I'm just gonna have to endure this for a while. It's pretty quiet for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to just slowly move it up, and you guys tell me when you think it's if we were to have music, when you guys think it's going to be a good level, and then I'll keep track. So right now I'm at minus 40 decibels. Most people are saying they can barely hear it. So let's try minus 35. I'll just do a note. Is that better or worse? Better? Worse? I wish I could explain how loud it is in my ears. That seems decent. Okay. Maybe we need to skip songs, though. Not much difference? Oh, okay. Let's try... 0.3. Is 0.3 any better? I think there's a big difference between what you guys are hearing, like on your end, versus I don't know why that is. Like, I have to turn my microphone so high. Is this better? Are we vibing now? Are we officially vibing? PTSD from congregation music? This is a bit louder, but not by much. Okay? No difference. Zip zilch nada. Well, okay. You sound good. What are we testing? We are testing music volume currently. Not much louder. Is that not much louder as in the music's not much louder, or turn it up but not too much? Sorry, I feel like I'm yelling at you guys because it's so loud in my ears. I'll just pretend like it's not blasting. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to go to 0.45. Yeah, the music isn't very loud. The music is quiet. Okay, we're going to 0.5. Your voice is much louder. Well, I want my voice to be much louder. I'm loud as fuck. I know, because I'm yelling. I'm actually just shouting. So if you guys don't know, what I'm hearing is it is like blasting max volume. Oh, okay. I can adjust it like that. Oh, thank God. Okay. This is a good balance. Okay. The music needs to be a little bit quieter, one person said. One person says it needs to be quieter. Most people are saying it's a vibe. I finally have it turned down in my ear, so I'm not just kidding. Your mic sounds different than usual in this stream. So I was wondering that. But when I looked, I thought I had the right... My microphone sounds different? Because this is what it would sound like if I was using my headphone, like, microphone. See, this is like terrible audio, right? Is it like weird or something for you guys? This is the perfect spot? Okay. Oh, that's weird. Don't use that. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's terrible, right? Okay. Or this is the normal one that I use. And this one sounds much better. Are we feeling this? This is the normal microphone, I believe. But it sounds different to you guys. I don't know what... A couple people... It's sounding hollow. Sounds like you in the bathroom? No, this is right. Okay, yeah. So this is the normal, just standard Audio Technica thing. But a couple of people mentioned that I sounded a little bit off or different. Huh. I don't know. Okay. So are we all in agreement then that 0.5 is the right spot for the music? If we were to choose to have music during any segments? I think this is pretty good. I feel like it's kind of a vibe. It's just kind of like rhythmic. Okay. I think we would have to make sure we would curate the music to not have any words. So if a song like this comes on, where someone's yapping, then that's going to be really disorienting, right? So I don't know if I'm going to have to like, the music is too stimulating. Okay. You can whisper and we will still hear you. Yeah, no words. That's what I'm saying. So am I yelling at you guys still? Am I still too loud? Because this would actually be fascinating. If I have a guest, if my microphone goes down. Yeah, I think anything with lyrics is going to be terrible. I was trying not to... No, you aren't yelling. Oh, okay, you're just messing with me. Okay, copy. Play lo-fi. Yeah, I don't know exactly how to find music that's not going to get me copyright dinged. But for what I'm playing now, the YouTube stream is still alive. So I think that's good. This is just through an app called... He said stimulating. I sound fine? Sound perfect? Okay. I could send you some instrumental music. It just depends on... Put royalty-free lo-fi. See, I'm never sure about those royalty-free things. I tried that once in a video where it said royalty-free. And then within 5 minutes of uploading the video, it got taken down because it wasn't actually royalty free, and they were yanking my chain, and I didn't want to get my chain yanked like that. But at least we can get an idea, even if it's not the exact music, if we like the vibe of that. Which I think we'll just let it run for a little bit. Okay, second order of business. Damn chain yankers. Kevin MacLeod music. Lyric? Dap me up. You already know. I use so much Kevin MacLeod music. I can't please everyone. You know, it's the easiest thing to do is to make content that some people love, but other people really hate. And I've used Epidemic Sound for my channel. It's great, but it costs money. So Epidemic Sound has been nothing but a pain in my ass when I tried to use their music from Canva. So skeptics, how did you, because like they say, oh, you just have to download the license, blah, 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 when I've used any of their stuff off of Canva. And it's apps, every single video, there's a copyright claim against it. And then I have to go and file the thing, and it just got annoying, so I stopped using it. Has it gotten better lately, or how does that work? Do you have like a separate subscription for Epidemic Sound? And how much is it? I guess I can look that up myself. You don't have to be my dad. Anyway, what I was saying was it's easiest to make content that's like people love it and then some people hate it, because then you get the people like you rage bait them and all of that stuff. It's hard to be moderate and try and be consistent and considerate of a wide swath of people. So I'm trying to do the difficult thing, but I guess if this stops working, I'll just pick one side and start appealing to a very particular audience. I like this to be a place where lots of different people with lots of different opinions can get together. But, you know, maybe I'm just a dreamer. Scoundrels has left the building. Skeptics and Scoundrels has told me about Epidemic Sound and then left me to fend for myself. That's fine. I can look it up. Epidemic Sound. How much is this going to cost? To get Pro is $16 a month? $10 a month for premium audio for their content. Unlimited music downloads and sound effects, licensing for social podcasts, monetize one channel per Oh, he's back. I haven't made YouTube content recently, so things might have changed. I have an active ES subscription with my YouTube linked to that account. Never had an issue. So, yeah, Epidemic Sound is the one that Canva uses. So, I don't know if maybe I have to just get a separate... I pay a yearly fee, so it's like 10 or 12 bucks a month. Okay. Maybe I'll have to look into that. It's just like, you pay for the streaming stuff, and that's 200 bucks, and you pay for the sound stuff, and that's another 150 bucks, and then you pay for the Canva, and that's another 150. You really get nickeled and dimed out here. I like your channel because I feel like I can think for myself in this environment. You do good. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the energy we go for. Thank you, Skeptics. I appreciate you for the info. I'll definitely check that out, though. Hey, what up, MJ? Wally, you should get a ZZ Planked. ZZ was here. Oh, no, he was here for the video, not while I was streaming. Where I pay like $120 in music, on music and video assets. Yeah. There's only one side to be on. That is Team Wally. Can we stop with this Team Wally thing? Holy. The joke's gotta be tired. I use them in my one YouTube vid, LOL. Amanda Alamanzer. Shoutouts to you. Just don't do any Kingdom Melodies, yeah. No Team Wally. There's no Team Wally. There's Team Everyone. Have you ever thought about trying content outside of JW, like Mormons, etc.? Absolutely. Going to be working on that after the convention. So after the convention, there's usually a bit of a lull in stuff. So I am going to be making a separate channel that's going to have all of my deep dive videos, because I think those ones are a little bit special, because I sit down and I work on them a lot. So I am going to make a separate one for all of the deep dives, and I'm going to also put deep dives of other cults and stuff like that. 50 people still watching, that's what's up. Thanks, guys. Yes, sure, Team Michelle, that's fine. Ben Sound is them, LOL. Team Culty, see, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Said what you want about Jehovah's Witnesses, but they are the true religion on earth. Rick Ruth, I think you should start a YouTube channel. How about Team Dragon? That's what I'm saying. Culty said LOL Yas with 3 A's. Is that a bannable offense? Saying Yas? I don't know, Laura Mermaid. Should we put her in timeout for saying Yas? Yas. Oh no, she said Yas with multiple S's. I don't know. That's feeling like it could be a bannable offense. Who's illegal? What do you mean Team Illegal? I don't know what you mean by that. Hello, Beverly. How are you? There's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm just giving them a hard time. I was not being literal. I was being silly. I was being a silly little man. If it ain't the truth, then what is? It definitely ain't Sunday church. Oh, sorry, Rick Ruth, you said you left the truth because you wanted to live by the ways of the world. Actually, I left the truth because I believed in truth. So that's I was taught to like fight against lies because, you know, standing out isn't a bad thing. You should fight for truth and you should stand up for truth no matter what. That's what I was taught, and that's what I've continued to do. Just saying. Worse and more boring than Sunday church. I'm chilling says, why is Caleb? I don't know, go ask him. Oh, still talking smack. I don't know, go ask him. Team Nick Gurr. Oh, I got baited. God, I hate myself. Got baited so hard. AB. You got me. You son of a bitch. Okay, you got me. I'll admit it. You got me. Good job. Good job. Shout outs to AB. Funny man. It was good. That was funny. Okay. Team Truth. Yeah. Agreed. Hello, my friend from Arizona. Hope all is well. Eat Healthy 85. All is well. We're just chopping it up, hanging out. Nothing but a thing. We got music going, so it's a bit of a vibe. Rick Ruth is still here, though. The Great Tribulation is coming. You'll be deleting your channel when the Great Tribulation breaks out. All right. My father always told me that a lot of brothers will fall away and leave the truth close to the end. He was right. I know a few other who left. Rick Ruth, right now, say the words, send an email to jwthoughts.blog@gmail.com. You can come on a live stream right now and we can have a discussion. How does that sound? This will be JW Talks After Hours featuring Rick Ruth. Does that sound good? And then you could, instead of having to just chat, you could just like, boom, have your own little platform. Thoughts? Thoughts? When hell freezes over is when Armageddon will come. Yeah, probably. The organization is really not nice, but I'd tolerate it if they at least kept it to themselves. I like how AB just came in and dropped that and then just never said anything at all. Hey, Soul, how are you? Hello, hello. Can't today, but you'd like to? You can still send an email to jwthoughts.blog@gmail.com. Uh-oh, we got lyrics. We gotta skip the song. Would you legitimately do it, or are you baiting me? Like I said, it ain't the truth, then what is? No. I would like to give you the opportunity to present to everyone here on the channel, at the JW Thoughts channel, why you feel it's the truth. I won't be antagonistic. I'm not going to be mean. I'm just going to maybe ask a few questions. Maybe chat will have some questions to ask as well. But is that something that you'd be agreeable to doing? He don't want to get caught on an apostate video. The elders wouldn't like him. You don't have to turn your, you can like blur your face or whatever. We can figure that out. That's nothing but a thing. It's easy. Can I ask an honest question? Are there times when you ever wonder if we apostates are wrong? I swear sometimes it haunts me. Please help. Eat healthy. Yeah, Rick, what do you believe? Eat healthy. So your ability to construct a argument and to reason out a subset of facts is going to be an invaluable tool to never feeling that anxiety again. Because once you learn how to think, you don't have to worry so much about what to think. And that's where the real beauty of life comes, because you can be presented with a lot of different types of nonsense. But if you have the ability to think, boy howdy, you will be able to wade through any amount of nonsense. All of the doubts and questions and anxieties sort of disappear because you know how to think. So that's my advice. Also look in chat. People will always be more than willing to give you some advice. Rick Ruth. Example, when my father passed at 92, who was a Jehovah's Witness, the next day sisters that I had never met, that didn't know my father, just happened to show up at my door. That wasn't in coincidence. When my father passed at 92, who was a Jehovah's Witness, the next day, sisters that I never met, that didn't know my father? That seems suspicious, but maybe they genuinely didn't know. I don't know. But does that coincidence convince you of every claim the Jehovah's Witnesses has make? You just want to argue? I am not a very argumentative person. Wally is the man. I am a man, so you're almost right there. There's actually Believing JW on here on his channel called Defending Jehovah's Witnesses. Wait, is Defending Jehovah's Witnesses you? Is that you? I've been wondering, are you an atheist now, Wally? I do consider myself an atheist, but I used to be an annoying atheist that was like ready to attack anyone that didn't share my worldview, and I've chilled the fuck out. Sometimes, even though I know it's not the case, there's a, oh shit, is that Armageddon when something bad happens. Happens from when you are in for too long. Yeah, Sony, that's very real. Like, there's those random stray thoughts that will popped into my head for years and years and years. They've mostly gone away now. So, yeah, but I definitely feel you there. But that doesn't mean that I'm, like, worried or paranoid. That definitely goes away. Rick, no, I'm not baptized brother yet. I've known the truth my whole life. During the lockdown, I became an unbaptized publisher. I've been going back to meetings. It just shows that Jehovah's organization is the truth. He sent his people to our home. What can't you get? It wasn't a coincidence. What can't... Okay, this song's annoying. What can't I get? It wasn't a coincidence. Well, you don't know that it wasn't just a coincidence. Like... So let's just say that by the sake of argument, I am a Mormon. I grew up as a Mormon, or I study, but I'm not a full Mormon yet. And then my dad dies, and the next day some Mormons come and they knock on my door. And they're like, hey, we didn't know anything happened with your dad, but boy howdy. We're here to talk about the great gospel of Moroni, whatever it is, right? If someone told you that story, would you be convinced that then Mormons have the true religion because that story couldn't be a coincidence as well? Like, if someone else gave you that evidence for a different religion, would that also be convincing? World stage, you don't even know the Bible. Well, now you're just saying stuff. So what you have to say is pretty much irrelevant. Well, that's just not very nice. I'm gonna be honest. I bet she knows the Bible quite well. Who's to say that's possible to know the truth? Well, the Watchtower is the one to say who knows the truth, in fact. By the way, Watchtower isn't the only religion that calls itself the truth. I am intimately aware that there are many religions that call themselves the truth. Colty talk, sorry, but your Sunday church isn't the truth. Brother, okay, now you just gotta get a grip. Sherry D, how are you? You know what, Rick? You and Sherry D should have a conversation. We should just invite Sherry and Rick onto the channel and just let them go at it and just sit back with our popcorn. Wally, what do you believe happens when we die? I believe I have no idea. We got God flossing and skeptics and scoundrels. Coincidences like that are expected in a world with 8 billion people. If we never saw coincidences like that ever, then that'd be much better evidence of something at work behind the scenes. Got a point there. You got a lot of dice that are being rolled around in the old Yahtzee shaker. So, pretty decent chance that you'll get a few numbers that match up if you catch what I'm saying. I was very outspoken with... Wait, sorry, did I miss something? Why, Rick, why are you talking about a vaccine now? Rick. My brother in Christ. Brother, I'm gonna need you to lock it in. I know you might not be here for a long time, okay? But I'm gonna need you to lock it in. Why are we talking about a vaccine now? Let's go back. Let's go back to the coincidences thing. Let's go back to if a Mormon told you the story, would it be convincing to you? Okay? Let's get back on track here. We've lost the plot. We can't be losing the plot like this. Okay, while you guys talk to Rick, I'm going to... let me see how I can do this. Studio mode. Okay, edit. So then I think I can... add... Okay, I'm going to add a source. And then it's going to be a... display capture. Add that source. Add that source. Settings. Okay. It's like a little Wally on Wally action. A little bit disorienting, but okay. Wally volume, please? Oh lord, are we back to the volume thing? Hold on, I'll be right back to chat here in a second. This is just you guys. This is just all you guys. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this without like anything going terribly wrong. Okay. Oh no, now I'm gone. Wait. Okay, can you guys see this? Oh lord, I think I have the bug where it like gets sticky. Okay, can you guys see this? This is what I'm seeing. Can you guys see? This is like what? This is just a screen record of like what I see. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. What happened here in the? I was gone for 15 seconds. What happened? What the heck? Rick is a brick. Okay, plenty of scriptures to back up. Jesus never returned. All right. Aragon. Well, the JWs really wanted to take. Okay. Let's talk about Yahweh. Oh, Leslie wants to talk about Yahweh. Now Sherry's gonna be happy. Did Rick leave the building? I think Rick. I don't see Rick. I can't deal with this person in chat. I'm sorry. I'll see you in the next live. Oh, okay. Well, I think Rick might have left the room. Oh, the Great Tribulation is coming. If you hate witnesses now, you'll really hate us when the good news changes to doom. Brother, you don't even know your own doctrine. I've already made a video about how the hailstone message has been changed. I know your religion better than you, brother. Get a grip. Get a grip. You chose the wrong. You chose the wrong stream, man. Okay, can you guys actually see this on chat or on screen? There's always a Rick in chat. Yep. Yippa. No one is confirming this. Yes, okay, cool. So I just want to see if we can get a different type of transition or something. So, this is like scene overlays. So there's a bunch of these things. Podcast, fully animated basketball talk show. Retro vintage. Is retro vintage interesting? Autumn landscape. Cozy nights, cozy lo-fi. The lo-fi room. Oh, Rick is still here. Oh boy. Going into an XJW chat and spewing claims screams insecurity. Yeah. Yeah, you're a short guy in a big truck there, Rick. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're looking like a short guy in a big truck right now, dog. Just come in with a little more sugar and a little less salt. Fully animated blue, neon flow. Rick, relax. You gotta breathe, Rick. Rick, you gotta breathe. Breathe. Are we liking any of these overlays? Because I'm trying to think. Let's just see. If this is one, is there like, does it come with transitions? 5 items in bundle. I want like. Is he gone? Yeah, I think he's been sent to the Shadow Realm to think about what he's done. How often do these live chats happen? Once a week. Dark Force. If I'm wrong about JW, I'm gonna be revived after Armageddon. Exactly. And have 1,000 years to fix. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Well, if there was one thing you miss about the organization, what would it be? Cheese Danishes. Why do I do the things that I do? Okay. I'm not... Alerts and widgets. Wait, scene. No. Go back. Back. Advanced search. Can I look up, like, transitions? No. These are just overlays? What's collectibles mean? Oh. Webcam frames. Oh, I could add webcam frames. What do you guys think about webcam frames? Should we try a webcam frame? Thoughts? Oh, I get one with a black cat. Big. I don't want to claim a collectible. Here, I gotta turn this off because I'm not 100% sure. Hold on. I'm not sure if this is gonna show like payment information or something. So let me turn that off. Go back to this. You like the kitten? Kitten one was kind of cool. Let's just see. Choose which scene you would like to add the collectible to. After hours, please. Let's go. Okay. I have a cat. It's a cat. That looks kind of silly. Do we like having... I mean, we don't have to, like, use this one? Is this, like, a thing? Culty Talk, you like after hours? I mean, it's kind of fun. We just kind of yapping. Thoughts? Should we use window frames like this? Used to. No. Do I miss anything about being a Jehovah's Witness? I really don't, to be honest with you. Eat Healthy 85. I don't know. I mean, I miss maybe some of my friends. Kind of. So Rick thinks we're persecuting him. Yeah, this is going to be him coming in to antagonize a bunch of ex-witnesses, just chilling, listening to some interesting, weird electronic music, and yet we were the ones that were persecuting him. Even if we didn't use this, like, we could do something different. Like, it doesn't have to be this exactly. Oh, I can get an animated frame. Whoa, some of these are kind of neat. Wait, this one's cool. Hold up. Hold up. What do you guys think of this one? Black cat. Okay, we're getting rid of the cat. The cat's gone. Oh, it says top donator on it. Oh. Well, that looks weird. Why is it like on top of my head? That's kind of obnoxious looking, isn't it? Beverly, how do I wake up my 80-year-old mother? Ooh. Question is, do you even want to wake up your 80-year-old mother? That's what I was gonna say. I'm never quite sure about that. That's like a tough one. The binoculars were... Oh, wait. Oh, I like this frame? You like this frame? I don't really like it, though. The cat is more fitting. Yeah, I don't like this one because it has, like, the top donator thing on it. In Ashley Time says, hi, Wally. Hi. Brittany. I like it. Okay, well, a couple people liked it. There's, like, some for... Wow. There are some for, I don't know why I just enunciated like I was an actual bozo. There are some for different seasons, spring, Easter, whatnot. So I could like change it seasonally. Yeah, I can't change the text. It just is what it is. If you could change it, then that'd be cool. Agreed. Yeah, I could do it seasonally. Because there's, like, Christmas ones. This one's like a heartbeat deal. There's, like, grass. Rick Ruth did make some valid, accurate points. If it's not the truth, then what is? How do you know you're asking the right question? How have you, do you genuinely think that that is the question to be asking? I was thinking the same thing, Dark Force. Oh, what's that? While the witnesses ever have to upgrade their doctrine to give women more leadership roles one day to stay relevant with the times, or is that a bridge too far? Interesting. I think so. I think that is not a hill that you want to die on for all of eternity. I don't know if it's going to be like governing body level. I thought this one was it said this one was animated too. This one's kind of boring though. Thoughts? This one's way too boring. Never mind. I'm an idiot. That one's terrible. That one's awful. Okay. Some people would disagree that your God's word is not the true God's word. Huh? Okay, I think I found the one. Guys, fellas. I don't know why I say fellas. What percentage of people are? That doesn't matter. I don't know. Let's not get bogged down. We're gonna end up just completely off track. What do you guys think of this one? Is this one cool? Or is it too busy? Thoughts? Wally, when it comes to eating brownies, are you team edge or team middle? I don't like sweets. Yep, I said it, and I have a good reason. I'm turning the music off for this. Well, I'm still hearing it, so that's not helpful. Listen here. I wish I could get like some really dramatic music going. That would be perfect. I don't like sweet food because most sweets taste exactly the same. You eat a Snickers bar, you eat a cookie, and your mouth is like, yeah, that's sweet. You could eat a spoonful of sugar. Yeah, that's sweet. Tiny little variances. It's not for me. It's just too boring. Now, if I have to indulge in a bit of sweet and someone hands me a bin of, a tub, it's not a tub, a carton of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, you know what's on. You know what's going down if you give me the Ben & Jerry's. But that is like you get sweet with texture because there's so many like bits in it. So you're getting some crunch and some things that are soft and chewy and melty. Even in some Ben & Jerry's flavors, there'll be something a little salty. Boom. Texture. Taste. You have a complete balance of sensations in your mouth. I said it, and I'm not taking it back. When I eat, I want sensation in my mouth. I don't just want it to, like, imagine going to a party and it's like the only sensation is gray.
Hey, Bill. How are you? I'm good, Frank. How are you? Weather's been kind of drizzly lately.
No one wants that. When you go to a party, you want there to be dancing and singing, people hanging from chandeliers, going wacky and wild, right? That's what I want inside of my mouth when I'm eating food. So no, I am not an edger. I am not a middler. I'm a knower. I say no. Have more imagination when it comes to your food. Okay, what were we talking about? Okay. I don't think anyone was even listening to me. What do we think of this, Wally, I'm not an edger 2025? Am I clip farming? I think I'm clip farming. Salmonella is worth the risk. Eat it raw. Cookie dough over cookies? Thoughts? Thoughts? I hate you with the tiramisu culture. Tiramisu is an acceptable dessert. Textures. Cookie dough is goated. Yep. There's Mike here? JW Thoughts got kicked from congregation for liking men. JW Thoughts painted his fingernails. Man, Mike Rogers, I've missed you. You sound like a real happy and friendly, wonderful person. Let's read your messages. Mike Rogers wants to add to the intelligence and beauty of the world by saying, world stage, you obviously don't know much, judging by your out of anger comments. JW Thoughts got kicked from Congregation for Liking Men, LMAO emoji. Mike Rogers says JW Thoughts painted his fingernails. Come on, Mike. Come on. Come on. You can do better. You can do better. Come on. If you're going to insult me, you can do better, I promise. I'll give you another crack. You get a tabula rasa, a clean slate. Okay, JW Thoughts, you painted his fingernails. That's effeminate. Can't do that, brother. Mike, you tried the nail painting thing? It whisked off of me. I'm made of cellophane over here. You can do better. Come on, buddy. You can just call me Wally. You don't have to actually write out JW Thoughts. Anyway, while Mike is working on an actual insult instead of insulting himself, while he's working on that, what do we think? Are you denying you painted your fingernails like a girl? I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that's not a very good insult. Imagine if everyone... Mike, hear me out here. Imagine if everyone in the world was only wearing white shirts, right? And then you decided you were going to wear a purple shirt or blue shirt. And everyone started pointing and laughing at you. And you're like, don't you guys realize that it's just the color of my shirt? It's Wally. JW Thoughts getting triggered? I'm not. Just call it the way I see it. All right. I'm very comfortable, Mike. Painting my fingernails, if that's effeminate to you, then I'm sorry, but... Well, I don't know how old you are, so I was going to say something. I was going to say something, but then I chose not to. Anyway. Bum, 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 bum. Do we like this frame, or is it a little silly? But you know it's wrong to do that. Why? Mike, why is it wrong? Even my camera doesn't like that. Yeah, Soul, I think Mike is just projecting. Mike, you have to have a better argument, like something that's actually going to hurt my feelings. Mike is in the corner for 5 minutes, yeah. 07s. 07, bud. You know, it is what it is. See ya, pal. Mike is 36, living with mom and dad and going to meetings as told. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe. All right, back to what were the task at hand. Back to the task at hand. Okay, this webcam frame thing, I think some of these are pretty cool. And I think for the next stream, I will try and find one that is thematic. For JW Thoughts After Hours, I have chosen one. And if you guys don't validate my opinion, I will be sad. But also, if you don't tell me the truth, then I'll be annoyed. So you make of that what you will. It's like that Michael Scott scene in The Office where it's like, do you ever just start a sentence and you have no idea where it's going to go, but you just say it anyway? That was the moment I just had. What do you guys think of Dripping Red for After Hours? Pretty cool, right? See you, Agreeable Pixie. See ya. I think this is kind of cool. Right? I kind of like it. Olivia's Warden. Hello. I like the red. I know, I think the red's kind of dope. It's the sizing's like slightly off, but I can just like make my thing a little smaller because I have that ability. Never thought you'd hear that in stream. But you know, the JW Thoughts After Hour is a place where you hear a lot of things that you never thought you'd hear. And that's okay. It's just the way we like it. Hello, hello. Fits with the color and the text, right? I'm kind of digging it. It's a little like blood doctrine-y. Okay, Wally, I'm now in love with you more now than I was yesterday, especially knowing you are not a hedger. that was a goofy fun time, now wasn't it? Hi, I am Bonnie B. Bon. That's a fun name. The system is doomed, just like... Okay, why are we getting trolled? I'm actually done talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, so we're not going back to this. Blah is legend. We had a segment earlier in the program, in the show, where we were talking to believing Jehovah's Witnesses. But now if you come in here with this aggressive nonsense, you're gone. Oh, why can't I get my name ever be purple? I was actually going to... Okay, let's actually address this right now. Boxed. Okay, do you guys like this for the chat messages? You gotta lock it in. Do we like this for the chat messages? It's amazing, these brothers in chat. I know, it's kind of wild. I prefer the boxes for sure. First way. Looks like that. Flossing God once again. Thank you, Colton Timmy, for the $10. I appreciate you. I love what you do. I was born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I left 12 years ago and never looked back. Your videos have helped me. They're therapeutic for me. Well, I'm glad to help in any little tiny way that I can. You know, sometimes it's just nice to hear someone that's been through what you've been through, knows what it's like to be laying on the floor, crying your eyeballs out, because sometimes you just want to talk to your mom and dad. I got you. Appreciate you. I don't understand why people are so concerned who wears a little nail polish. It is the most baffling thing ever. I'll never get it. The one argument that I can understand is it's a little loud for some people. Like if I paint my nails pink, it's a little bit like, hey, look at me, look at me. That I can understand. That is a valid argument. It's like, hey, everybody, come over here, look at me. That I can get. I get my head around that. But when you're like, oh, it's effeminate, it makes you look like a girl, that must mean you're gay. Why? Why? So if you're going to make an argument, make a good one. Okay, we're about to change the boxes again. See ya, Isaac. Later. This is just after hours. Just after hours. We're chilling, we're vibing. We're just having ourselves a good old time. Okay, we're changing this. Wow, this is terrible. Okay, I don't think anyone's going to like this. What is this? Holy, this is terrible. That is the worst chat box of all time. Okay, we're gonna just move right along. This is bad. Holy. It is so awful. Okay, let's try chunky. Okay. Wait, Clay, you like that? Clay. Okay, how do we feel about this one? I had it in the right spot before and then I moved it. Can't even read it. I know, that was disgusting. Best nail polish I seen on a guy was chrome. Looked very cool. Yeah, I've done chrome before. It's pretty cool. You tell them eat. What? The boxes are the best for differentiating. So we like the boxes. Brittany. Yeah, I kind of like the boxes personally. Okay, I think boxes. We are all in agreement. Boxes. Boom. Oh wait, is there one more? I don't think we even need to try any others. I'll see if I can... okay. Boom. Wally, that was for eat them. Oh, copy. Sorry, I'm a little slow. Yeah, I like the boxes too. It kind of fits. You can pronounce it, Brittany? The boxes are my favorite. Okay, bet. One of my favorite people on Dancing with the Stars is Brittany. When her season was on, and she was with a guy from what's the God, I can't even remember the name of the movie about the deaf person that signed everything. Anyway, and then I found out later that they had actually started a relationship and now they're getting married. It's like the cutest thing ever. Shoutouts to anyone that likes Dancing with the Stars. Yes, I paint my nails. Yes, I watch Dancing with the Stars. What of it? Huh? What of it? Okay. So we got this. We got the boxes. I think that is progress. Now we need to move on to transitions. Transitions. Jason's boss, strength and fitness. JW Thoughts rather have a YouTube channel than have everlasting life. He must be high. Are you another Jehovah's Witness? Because I don't have. I'm out of Jehovah's Witness energy. Boxes make full use of the space. Exactly. Names aren't truncated. Messages are clearly. Yep, I agree. Bud, I'm sorry. If you were here like 20 minutes ago, I would have entertained a little bit, but we'll call them Wallace. It's okay. Someone calls me Walster in almost like every comment. Like, good job, Walster. It really makes me laugh. Okay. Hey, Rock. You've just subscribed to the JW Thoughts channel. I'm ignoring the JWs in here. Yeah, they really want attention. I think we're just gonna go start banning people. I don't know, it's fine. If I notice. Okay, let's see about these transitions. Do I go to this thing? Is it collectibles? Or do I have to create my own? Be right back. Intermission screens. Stream ending. TwitchCon. I timed them out. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're insta banning. Sorry, we had our fun with the witnesses in here, but come on, we need a new bit. You know, we can't keep doing the same jokes over and over again. Fresh new material. Falling stars. What's this? How do we use it as a transition? So I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about. So like when I transition scenes and I do this, how it's just the little blue, things that come in and out. It seems like kind of boring and like not super interesting to look at. So the goal of this is to find a better one. The music sounds like a great Pokemon battle background music. I kind of agree. Would it be overlays? I just don't... If I look at this... Streamlabs dark mode. Add a new scene. Where would I... Edit scene transitions. Oh, okay. Add transition. Okay. Name the transition. Cut. Oh, so there's only, that's it? So we can cut, fade, swipe, slide, fade to color, Luma wipe, stinger, motion, or shuffle. Now I'm just thinking of Pokemon battles, Alpha. Thank you for that. Let's just try them all, I guess. Fade. Duration 300 frames. Okay. Done. Okay, we are going to test this. That was exactly the same. Okay. Oh. What? Oh, maybe I have to select it. Okay, let's see now. Whoa. Do we like the swiping between scenes? Is this better or worse than the blue balls? Bring back blue balls or continue swiping? This is like some sort of weird Tinder situation happening. Swipe. I'm not a big fan of the swiping. Yeah, I don't think it's the best, honestly. Lyric says blue balls all day. World Stage says swiping. Colty just asked blue balls. We need data here, Colty. Lock it in. Lock it in. I think when Wally wears his nail polish. It way? Huh? What? Okay, well, let's test a different one while we're on the subject. Fade. This is fade. Oh, fade's kind of cozy. It's just kind of like... I don't mind the fade. I feel like the blue balls is still a little more interesting, though. Connections. I don't know. Okay, let's... I guess we'll just... Okay, Colty likes fade. Bet. Lyric still likes blue balls. We know. You don't have to keep saying it. Holy. Jeez Louise. Get a room. Okay, let's try cut. Let's try cut. Boom. Do we like... Oh boy. I should just stop talking forever. Can you change the colors of the fade? We can see. Oh, I hate this. This is like TikTok. Or just like jump cut. No, that's terrible. Okay, cut is out. Stinger is the one. I think slide is out. Can we change the color on fade? Fade? Type? No, you can only change the duration on it. So we can make it last a little longer if that's what you're into. Let's just change it to 400 frames. Why does it keep on... Okay, that's bizarre, but that's fine. I like the fade. The fade's not bad. So far, I think I'm a fan of the fade. I'm out. I've reached out to the elders to see if they want to meet. Hopefully, I get it all on camera. Thanks, Wally, for another great video. Appreciate you. See you, chillin'. Hopefully your elders meeting goes well. Oh, wait. I can do a fade to color. Never mind. No, I can. What color should we do? Who said color? World stage. What color should we do? World stage's pick. Lyric. Is your name The World is a Stage? Of course you would say blue. Miss Blue Balls over there. Purple? Bet. Boom. Fade to color. Here we go. Fade to color using the color of purple. Ew, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Ugh. Ew. Do you guys like that? I don't know about that. I'm gonna keep it a buck and a stack. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was not it. The fade to color. We could try to make it last longer, but I don't know about that one. Okay. The last one, we only have one more, and that's motion, and I can accelerate it on the Y and the X axis. Can you slow the fade? I will try that and see if that is better. Whoa, wait, guys. Guys? Ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen? Thoughts? Thoughts? I think we have a consensus. I think we actually have a consensus. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what I'm talking about here. Hey, you know what they say? Save the best for last. I think it should last like slightly longer though. Okay, we did this before. The 3 is just gonna stay. Let's just try 500. There. Boom. Okay, Soul, have a good night. Thank you for sticking around. Much love. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm about to head out of here too. But... oh, this is too good. Yo. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Boom. Okay, so we got music. I just got to figure out how to... wait, where did the chat go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So we got music, banners, chat. The edges are dripping blood. Yeah. Hell yeah. I would say this was a successful stream. A successful stream because we had an amazing guest. And a successful after hours because we actually got something done. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, bye, Brittany. Anyway, I'll say goodbye to y'all. I'm going to get out of here, too. Bye, Brittany. Bye, Laura. Thank you for keeping the Jehovah's Witnesses at bay. Thank you, Downey. Thank you, Lyric. See you, World Stage. Bye, Alpha. Bye, Alpha. I did see your message in chat that you replied to my email. I will talk to you tomorrow. Promise, promise. Bonnie B. Bon. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Rowan, thank you. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Eat healthy. See ya. The organization is no doubt full of blue balls. I agree. But this stream was not full of blue balls because we leave satisfied. And that is something that